Lounge Radio. With your hosts, Dark Sakura, Sky, and Loki.
This week, rumors swirl of a possible acquisition of Minecraft developer Mojang as controversy unfolds involving the author of the mod Craft Bucket. License and ownership accusations fly, as do fraudulent police reports. The story goes much deeper than this, and we'll explain more on the show where every gamer has a voice.
Orange Lounge Radio.
Hello, my friends out there on the internet, and welcome back to another week of the show where every gamer has a voice. It is Orange Lounge Radio, live on this September the 14th, 2014, with episode number 567 of our show. You numerology fans will be very happy with that tonight. 567 of our show. My name is Rob Roberts, joining over the next few hours to talk about video games, gaming culture, and the gamer lifestyle with all you guys listening live and via the podcast, as well as my co-hosts here in studio. First off, say hello to the one and only Dark Sakura, or Jamie Summers.
Sup, bitches?
Hey, Jamie, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Today on VogNetwork.com, you posted a review of Hatoful Boyfriend.
I posted a very basic preliminary review.
I see.
Because as I told you offline, the game is more fucked up than you get just through the first storyline.
Gotcha. How was it? Obviously,
Pudding!
We want people to go read the review, but overall?
Pudding.
So it sounds like you're going to play more of it.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually going to be live streaming it. I
Nice.
live streamed my first playthrough. I actually got the death ending first. And then, most of the endings are... I'm sorry, no spoilers. Spoilers.
Oh my God, you killed the damn bird? That's upsetting.
No, I got killed by the damn birds.
The birds kill you?
If you don't
Is this
get
a Hitchcock film?
all right,
What kind of fucked up game is this?
If you don't pay the birds enough attention, then the secret bird society come and kills you.
My God, is my cat going to kill me? Is that why my cat's been trying to wake me up more and more at 4:30 in the morning?
No, that's because cats are assholes.
Oh, okay. Also joining us in the studio, say hello to Techmaster Loki.
I second that.
How are you, Loki?
Cats are assholes.
Hey, by the way, Loki, happy birthday from all of us here at OLR.
Happy birthdays.
Thank you.
Loki
You
had
haven't told us what you want.
Loki had a birthday this week. He wants world peace and a new pair
Oh,
of glasses.
fuck world peace. I want $2 billion.
Okay, what would you reasonably like?
A new
don't
pair
know.
of glasses,
No,
apparently.
I don't know what I want.
Loki, what's up? So you are you joined the Glasses Society this week.
I'm just wearing them to get used to them. I really don't need them.
Really?
I don't. I could literally take them off right now and be just fine.
You're probably like me. Like, I have glasses, but
I just think I look cooler with glasses on.
Yeah, me too.
So I wear them.
Me too. I look smarter.
Yeah, exactly.
I wear glasses all the time because I need them.
I look older, though, so that's the only problem.
You guys look like blurs.
My big thing is night driving. Like, driving at night, it's better if I have glasses on. Like, I'm not being unsafe by doing it without, but, instead of I see a red blob that looks like a stop sign, I can actually see clear as day.
Hey,
with the glasses.
kids, look forward to this when you're over 35.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, I don't really notice a difference wearing them. It's not like, oh, hey, that's a lot more clear. It's actually the same, except now if I look far away, it's like really annoying. I don't know. It's like I can't read any of that text. Let's see. My eyes see they're blurry because I'm going.
Can't hear you, Loki. Mike.
Sorry. They're going back and forth between. Why is my mic not working? Anyways, between like focusing with and without glasses, so I can't really tell. But I mean, it looks about the same. If there's any improvements, like super small.
All right, well, good to know you spent hundreds of dollars on those glasses. And
I didn't
shirt.
spend any money on it. My insurance spent money on it.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Show them that. All right. So how did you spend the birthday? Did you have a good birthday?
I just stayed home and did nothing.
Gotcha. Well, that's what I've been doing in my 30s.
It's pretty
for my
much
birthday.
just like any night. We took care of the kids. That was about it.
Let's see. You would be 32 this year?
4.
34. My God, why did I think you were way younger?
Yeah.
34.
34.
You're officially mid-30s. Welcome.
I can't wait till you guys get 37 so I can say it in a row. Like everyone did to me all last time.
That's
And then,
June
what was
for
it?
me.
Yesterday, my sister had her wedding, so I went to that.
That's right.
Did all that fun stuff.
There you go.
Yep.
All right. And your sister actually married like one of your best friends, right?
She married my best man at my wedding.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's neat.
So it worked out. And then what else did I do this week? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean,
Had he caught the garter at your wedding?
No. The people that caught the garter and the bouquet at my wedding were actually my two cousins that were brother and sister. So they had to dance with each other, which was kind of funny. No, but it was kind of cool though because I got to see like one of my cousins who I haven't seen in like, God, when I saw him he was like 8 last time. So now he's all grown up and stuff. And I haven't seen most of my cousins since they were little, so I got to see them. And I think my cousin actually did catch the bouquet again, but she's getting married, so it's
You know what garter I caught, whose wedding I caught the garter at, was Mel B. For those of you DDR people back in the day, when Mel and Mel got married, I caught the garter. So, hasn't worked yet, but no, it was good times, Anyway, we're going to talk about games with you guys in our chat room over at live.vognetwork.com because we do tape live every Sunday night at 6 o'clock Pacific and 9 o'clock Eastern, right after the Bobby Blackwolf Show. Again, that's the Voice of Geeks Network, vognetwork.com. And folks in our chat talking about age. Kaijudo in chat starting us off tonight saying 34. That's like the Atari 2600 demo.
Maybe I should have did a different song for the cookie today. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up.
I think we have people of all ages really that listen to our show. I know people in their 40s that listen to OLR and have a good time with it. I know people, we'll get emails. Actually, I met a listener not that long ago. It was like, yeah, I used to listen to you guys in high school. And now I'm in my mid-20s.
2 of my coworkers listened to us in high school.
Is that awkward at all?
One of them's Drew.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
Drew and Jay.
Oh, okay. No, thankfully nobody at my work, I don't think, listens to OLR. I think one person did once, and then probably
they won't make that mistake again.
They won't make that mistake again. That's for sure.
I may actually have some of my coworkers from LowCat listening tonight. So,
well, howdy and hello to all of you that might be listening.
Hey, I'm famous or something.
I'm famous on the internet. What does that get me? Can I get a raise?
I am not pushing my luck.
Let's see. Kasan in our chat room says, I'm not the oldest one in the room. I went to the movies today and didn't get carded. That happens to me a lot. I don't get carded for booze or bars anymore. They stopped carding me at the bars.
Rob.
I know. That's done.
You know what? It's funny. I'm older than you.
I know.
And I got carded for my bottle of Beaujolais last week.
Yeah, but, you don't have a beard and thinning hair. You don't.
No, I just have a owie on my chin.
Oh,
I felt.
Isn't that a big lie that you think you're supposed to be done with acne after your teens? And then it
wasn't acne this time.
No.
This was me falling and scraping my chin on the wall.
Ouch.
On the wall texture.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Was it cat related? Because that's a cat move right there. It's like seriously, you're just walking through the hallway, minding your own business, and they dart out of the corner.
Excuse me while I run to the next room for no reason because I'm batshit insane and an asshole.
Yeah, like this morning.
No, that wasn't cat related. It was holding laundry related.
Hey, 5:30, everybody's asleep. This never happens at 5:30. I'm gonna wake everybody up. Yeah, because I'm an asshole.
That's what Sanrio's resorted to doing lately. Is it's like, hey, it's 4:30 in the morning. Let's jump up on Daddy's bed.
We've actually started locking Midnight out of the bedroom at night.
Yeah,
because apparently she's like starts pawing at Dan's face and getting cat hair in his eyes. She's like, Daddy, Mama's making that noise again. Get up and feed me, Daddy.
All right. Look, we could talk about cats all night long. In fact, as somebody said earlier, Fifth Dream in our chat room said, cataful boyfriend. Maybe that'll be the sequel. But we want to talk about games. And for our kickoff topic tonight, by the way, later in the show, joining us later around the 7 o'clock hour, Jonas and Diego are going to be back tonight from TBAGR, which if you were listening a couple weeks ago, the big anime game room, TBAGR, the big anime game room. They're going to be back tonight. I want to talk to them about SAC Anime, Dreamcast birthday, and whatever else they might have on their mind. They might have some upcoming appearances to plug as well. Is YowieCon coming up? They're probably doing that.
Probably.
That's happening. And Gamer X3.
YowieCon's always been in October, I think.
Gamer X3 is going to happen next year, and I'm sure they're going to come back for that. I mean, I'm assuming the Kickstarter is going to be a success. If you don't know about the Gamer X3 Kickstarter, they're very, very close to their goal. So if you want to get your tickets for cheap, you should go. And actually, I can say this on the show. myself, on behalf of VOG Network, kicked down the money. So VOG is actually going to be a sponsor of GamerX3. So we will be there with the table, and very cool. And just announced Jennifer Hale is going to be their one of their guests, the voice of Fem Shep and what. She's Leah and Diablo. She's in like lots and lots of games. So that's
And she's
exciting.
Ms. Marvel.
And she's Ms. Marvel. So anyway, so that's very exciting stuff to look forward to. So we'll talk to them about conventions later on the show. We will get into our gaming weeks here, but I always like to do a little bit of a kickoff. And unfortunately, my co-hosts haven't played this yet this week, so I don't know how much of this we can talk about. But I want to talk about the big anticipation for Super Smash Brothers, which I got to admit, the worst titles in the franchise ever, because it looks like they are really going with Super Smash Brothers for 3DS.
Did they like lay off
and
the
for
person
Wii U.
that comes up with titles for anything, like for Nintendo, like a while back? Because seriously, it's like, yeah, we're gonna call that the new 3DS. Yeah, we're just gonna call that Smash Brothers for Wii U, because that's what it is.
I guess it's one of those things where, I mean, it is what it is. Nintendo is delivering what they want. They want Smash Brothers on Wii U. So here it is. Smash Brothers for Wii U. Like, at least it is what it is. It's not some crazy name like Wii U as a system. I don't know. But anyway, I digress. So I'm sure you guys have all heard, if you're listening to this show, it's all over Twitter and all over Facebook and all that. But for whatever reason you missed the boat on this, Smash Brothers has a demo for the 3DS version coming out this Friday. There's going to be a demo playable for everybody to check out this Friday. But Nintendo sent out emails to folks that were platinum members between certain dates of Club Nintendo for like a period of time in about the past year, who get their email things. And Nintendo just basically said, hey, we thought you'd want a sneak peek at the Smash demo, so here it is. And here are so it was 4 codes altogether, because Smash Brothers is a 4-player game, right? So here's 4 codes for you and some friends to enjoy Smash Brothers on 3DS, the demo 1 week early. Like, it's the Google effect, where, it's an invite only thing, and now everybody's got to have it. And with something that the fans are as crazy over, like Smash Brothers, because we all know Nintendo's got some hardcore fans, right? Hardcore fans. And then when you talk about Smash Brothers on Nintendo, they love their Smash Brothers, right? So people are foaming at the mouths, insane for copies of this demo, especially 1 week early.
Especially since the Japanese version's already out and all of the roster's already been leaked.
Right. Well, and there's another certain level of insanity where you already own the Japanese 3DS and you just imported it from Japan. I'm looking at you, my pal Captain Spike from GameBuoy.org. But that's why we love you. So there's that level of foaming at the mouth crazy.
I did that for Brawl, so whatever.
All right, fair enough. We've all been there. I did it for Beat Mania 2DX back in the day. So some of us that have been able to do that in the past, we've all been there. So, but then there's that, next level where it's like, I've got to have this now. And people are selling codes on eBay for $20, $30 on eBay. People are scouting Twitter up and down. And if you even say Smash code on Twitter, people are like, got any extra, bro? Hey, bro, got any extra? Hey, got some extra Smash? I mean, like, it's insane, like, how people will jump on that. And
I just need a hit, man. I just need a little bit.
Well, and here's the thing. I was fully prepared to wait a week to play the demo, because I'm like, sure, I want to check it out, but I'm like, I'm not going to pay $20 to download the code. And, to be fair, I'm not a platinum foaming Nintendo member, thing. It's if I have to wait, okay. But then I saw one of our listeners, Act Deft, wrote a tweet, and he was like, yay, I got my email. And I just thought, I'll just try asking. I'll say, so I want to get in before the other guys, the Twitter brigade hits him up and tries to get all his codes. So I just said, hi, I don't have a code. Do you have any extras? And he said, sure. So thank you, Act Deft. He gave me a code, and I was able to check out the demo. So that was very nice of him to do that. I felt bad, though, for Shane, because another listener contacted me like the next day and was like, hey, Rob, did you get into the Smash demo because I have an extra code? And I said, I didn't get in, but I know Shane is dying to get in, because Shane was playing my 3DS, and, I knew he wanted to get his own so we could play against each other. So this guy just tweeted Shane a code. He didn't use direct message, though, because probably Shane wasn't following him at the time or whatever, so he couldn't send a direct message. So he just tweeted Shane the code. Well, you can guess what happened in the hour that it took Shane to get home from work and see that he had a code. Somebody stole it, which,
it's not selling if you put it on your front porch and say, get it.
Yeah, no, and to be fair, but it sucks that the listener had every good intention and probably had no idea that everybody would see the code or whatever. It just kind of sucks that people take advantage of that situation. I mean, I understand it's like, well, you should have waited in DM, but at the same time, it's somebody's trying to do a good thing and somebody took advantage of that, and that's really poopy. So, but thank you to everybody.
Can't trust humans.
I know, it sucks. But anyway, big thanks to everybody that's offered to help out with the Smash demo. I really appreciate that. Maybe if you're in chat right now at live.vognetwork.com and you happen to have an extra code or two, I'm sure some listeners would be very, very thankful. The one thing that this early demo does have versus the Friday demo is apparently the one that came out early has unlimited uses. And the one that's going to come out Friday has only 30 uses, like a lot of the Nintendo demos do, which I never really understood the point of that. But at the same time, I don't think I've ever played a demo past like maybe 25. I think Bravely Default I got down to 25. I think I had to play it 5 times before I beat it.
Saints Row I must have played until the game came out.
Right. So what do you guys think about what Nintendo's doing with that to kind of drive the anticipation? I'll talk about my thoughts on the demo real quick. Oh, by the way, if you didn't already know, the demo has 5 playable characters, Mario, Link, Mega Man, the Villager from Animal Crossing, and Pikachu. And only 1 stage. So that's essentially the demo. None of the other side modes are in there or anything like that. But it's enough to give you a taste. And for me, it was very much about seeing how Smash Brothers runs on a 3DS. Because I have to admit, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to get Smash Brothers on the 3DS because... like, that's a game you play on the TV with all the zoom-ins and outs and all that stuff. I don't know if I'm going to really get it on the 3DS. But at least the demo was able to help me see if I would get it, and I'm using my quotey fingers, get it or not. But quickly, before I get to my thoughts on the demo, you guys and your thoughts about how Nintendo is doing this. Is this a good thing for them to build buzz? Is it a little ridiculous? What do you think? Loki?
I mean, it's a good thing, I guess. There's already a lot of buzz as it was just because of all the leaked rosters and everything. It just gets people excited about it. But at the same time, though, you also, there's demos aren't necessarily a good thing. And so there are a lot of people that may have picked it up at one time just to pick it up. And then they play it and they're like, you know what? It doesn't really look that good on the 3DS. I'm just going to buy it on the Wii U or something like that. So they may lose a little bit of sales from that, but they'll gain a lot of buzz from it also.
Yeah. Let's see. Go into our chat room over at live.vognetwork.com. Kaijudo in chat says, if you buy a code, you deserve to be ripped off. Oh, I wonder if that was a thing where people were selling fake codes. Yikes. Dark Tetsuya said, you should see the Mario Kart 8 community I'm on Facebook. This whole week, you'd think it was a mislabeled Smash Brothers community. So yeah, and let's see. Bochikawa says, I'll just wait for the other demo or wait for Wii U, probably the later. And SSG 100 Matt says, I'm skeptical too, but I will end up getting it anyways. I'm almost done with my 3DS games that I play on my commute. Again, those comments from live.vognetwork.com. Jamie, any quick thoughts on how Nintendo's doing this? Is this a good thing to build buzz, or is this kind of annoying when they build this, super special secret club type of thing for a week?
I think that it's a good way to encourage people to get to make platinum level. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I mean, honestly, it's been building the buzz. People are talking about it. I think that's what their goal was. What the rest of the populace does isn't their concern at that point.
Right.
So
it's interesting you talk about how it gives the value to the platinum level, because I seem to remember that this year Nintendo got a lot of flack because all their rewards this year were digital only. Remember that? Their platinum and gold rewards were just like virtual console games and, I think like Wario, Game and Wario or whatever, like a few other little games were available for platinum and gold. And so Nintendo got razzed for that a little bit. But now we're finding that, if you're a Platinum Nintendo person, maybe you're going to get access to shit like this, where can you imagine what's going to happen next year if the Platinum people get the Zelda demo early? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, maybe this is the start of something for Nintendo. Who knows? But
even then, all of the, people selling codes and this, that, and the other, at that point, that stops being Nintendo's concern. The buzz is there. That's what they want.
Right. Exactly. All right. So let me talk about the demo itself real quick. Again, I don't like to base my impressions of the game off the demo, but it is very ironic that just the day before this all happened, I was kind of talking on Twitter, and I was getting into, I don't even want to say it was a debate, but just a discussion on like why I wasn't really jazzed about Smash on 3DS, but why for other people it was a great thing. And in general, I have a hard time getting really thrilled about handhelds.
And it could have been worse than that Smash Brothers thing. They could have totally went the route of, oh, yeah, you can go get the demo you have to beam it to your 3DS. You got to go visit a GameStop to do that.
Oh, bite your tongue. Anyway, let me finish. Sorry. No, that's fine. So I was kind of talking about how, I'm not really big on handhelds, and I find that I only seem to play them ever if I'm like on a plane for a few hours, and I don't like having that tiny little screen. I feel like you have more real estate on a big screen. I don't really get the allure, quote unquote, of handheld games. But there were some other people that were talking back to me, and one of the comments that really resonated with me was from Akuma JP, and sorry, buddy, I forget exactly what you said, but it got me thinking about how, like in Japan, handhelds are a way bigger thing. Why? Because there's that total commute culture, so to speak. Not that we don't have that here, but like in Japan, you also have like that big subway and public transit are really big, and a lot of people play games on that. So like,
I thought you weren't
makes
allowed.
A lot of sense.
I thought you weren't allowed to use electronics on.
Oh, maybe
on the
not.
Trains.
I don't know, but it got me thinking about like all that. Like it's probably the culture is probably more like, friendly to the handhelds and so forth. And then like Captain Spike was talking about how he has this, and I know he takes the Bay Area train into work all the time, and he probably has like an hour every day where he's able to play 3DS. That's not part of my lifestyle. So I see the 3DS as, it's like the mini screen to play things on. Because when I get home from work, I plop on the couch, I want to play something on the TV. So that's why I don't get as excited about handheld games. But anyway, so there's no right or wrong. I think it's just your perception based on your lifestyle, what kind of speaks to you. So anyway, I was a little concerned about Smash on 3DS because, the game has a tendency to zoom in and out. It's fast-paced. Was it going to be too blurry? Was it going to be too hard to see? And the answer is a little bit for me, but not game-ruining bad, if that makes sense. Keep in mind, I'm playing on an XL. If I had a regular 3DS, and I know Bobby talked about this on his show tonight, he had some frustrations playing on a regular 3DS, I could see where that's going to be pretty hard to do, especially when you get into those 4-player matches and the screen zooms all the way out. That's going to be really rough.
And did you mess with the outline options or whatever in there?
Not really. I didn't really tinker with I didn't even know if that was an option, so to speak, to play with. I didn't even really get in there and play with that.
Yeah, you can adjust them.
Can you? Well, and that's probably help. But and I didn't dislike it at all. In fact, it was Smash Brothers. It was enjoyable enough. It's kind of, what I remember. People that get way more into the series than I do can probably speak more as to, the subtle differences and everything. But I just know I had a lot of fun playing as Mega Man because I haven't gotten to play a Mega Man game that wasn't like a virtual console or revisit of an old game in a very long time. So getting to play as Mega Man in the demo was an awful lot of fun. So that was pretty cool to me. And, I was able to win a couple matches and get a feel for the game that it will probably be worth buying on 3DS. It really depends on how long the wait is between 3DS and Wii U, because they still haven't announced the date for Wii U, right? Even though
21st November.
Is that official, or is that still the rumor based on Fred Meyer leak?
It's been it's gonna be the 21st of November. I'm sure.
I don't doubt that. That's literally the last Friday before Black Friday, right?
Well, that's when they have was it the new Pokemon? Well, new 3DS Pokemon games, I guess, coming out as well. So yeah, it's gonna probably be around that time. Just like even like Grand Theft Auto, the rumor was it was gonna be coming out on the 18th, and it finally came out on the 18th. So
yeah. Whether I get the game or not, I think is really going to depend on, do all my friends get it too? Do I have people to play with? Is that hype thing going to be there? Is there going to be functionality with the 3DS and the Wii U that makes me want to buy the 3DS version? Which, yes, I've heard about the controller, right? Which, by the way, on an earlier show, didn't I tinfoil hat and say the 3DS could be a Wii U controller someday? So, but anyway. It also, why the 3DS is a Wii U controller actually makes a lot of sense? Because what other controllers are there? There's the Pro controller, right? But how many people have actually run out and bought those? Or you get those little Wiimotes from the old Nintendo Wii that don't really have very many buttons. So the 3DS makes a very obvious, easy, portable controller. Not everybody may like the way it feels, but it gives you the buttons and the D-pad and everything that you need. So it makes a lot of sense to me. But anyway... So that's ultimately going to be what I base it on. I don't feel like I have to have Smash on the 3DS, knowing that the Wii U version is imminent, but I'll probably get it. It'll just kind of depend on, a few other factors. All right, going to our chat room over at live.vognetwork.com. ActDef says, whether on 3DS or Wii U, Smash is going to be the game of these holidays. Let's see. Kaijudo says, they should have given me a demo. I'm an ambassador, damn it. Let's see. Akuma JP says, you can do what you want on trains. So apparently it's fine to play 3DS and all that stuff on the trains there.
Maybe I was just thinking more of the talking on cell phones.
Perhaps.
I think
And Fifth Dream says you can't talk out loud on a phone on trains. That's how I understood it anyway. Maybe that's that. And SSG 100 Matt says, I can see that. I mean, I commute 3 hours a day to and from work. I need to pass the time by playing a game or watching something on the trains when I'm not sleeping, of course. Yeah, and my commute to work is 20 minutes in my car. So I can't exactly... I like to listen to the radio. I don't, I can't play games or anything like that. So, yeah, I guess it's very... dependent, I guess, on how you do your day and your culture. So, well, I'm sure everybody else is going to be looking forward to that Smash demo on Friday, those that aren't in yet, and lots of people are going to be giving their impressions. So curious what you guys think throughout the week. You can always send us an email with your thoughts if you want. Participate at orangeloungeradio.com. All right, let's talk about our gaming weeks and what other video games we have been playing this week besides some of the things we've brought up in the show already. Dark Sakura, how was your gaming week?
I dated birds.
We already talked about that.
Yeah. I've played Hot to Full Boyfriend. I've played a little bit of Mass Effect 3. I've played some Final Fantasy 14 today. This week has really been a lot of adjusting to my new work schedule because now I work 4 days, 10 hours. So most of this morning was spent sleeping. But yeah, I'm actually going to be making it a point to play more stuff that's on my list. So Hot to Full Boyfriends every Tuesday. I'm live streaming it at twitch.tv/darksakura_OLR. And I'll probably be throwing in some other games too, but I'm working now on my dailies for Final Fantasy 14 and going to be getting back into Bravely Default.
Good times.
Yep.
All right. Loki, how was your gaming week?
I played nothing.
Again? Because you've been programming.
Yes.
You've been playing your own game of secrets.
I haven't really been playing my own game, but yeah, I've been programming in my own game. I had to rewrite my whole, pretty much the whole way that everything's drawn in the game. So I finished that this week, and I just now, the only thing I've left to do is rebuild my user interface for my editor. So, I'm not using the crappy old Unity user interface. I'm actually going to use the nice ones. So I got to have to look into doing that. There was a recommendation because I watched this week because my work's been really slow. In fact, it's going to become pretty much non-existent at the end of this week because they're going to shut off our current system, and so at that point I will have literally nothing to do. So
look for a new job, I guess.
Well, yeah. So I've been at work.
Hey, if anyone's hiring.
Yeah, exactly. Anyone's hiring, so I've been just, I watched some tutorial series they had. Microsoft does, I guess, this virtual academy crap. So they had some stuff talking about Unity and talking about incorporating stuff into Microsoft Azure and that stuff. So I was watching that, but they were showing the new user interface, and they did it in a certain way where they had the canvas was really large so that the units on there equaled 1 pixel and stuff. So I kind of want to set mine up like that because that looked pretty cool and made a lot of sense. So I just have to figure that out, and hopefully I'm getting close because now that I've rewritten everything, I think it's going to be efficient enough. I mean, because, God, if this isn't efficient enough, then I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But I think I've gotten it to the point now where it's as efficient as it's going to be. And so we'll just have to play with that. And, so still shooting to have something playable soon, hopefully. But
nice.
That's about it. Yeah, I thought about getting Destiny, but I was just like, I can spend the money now. But, it would be on an Xbox version, and I don't really want to get an Xbox One version because God knows when I'm, getting an Xbox One or, I'm probably going to get a PlayStation 4 at some point. But I don't know. I just didn't want to spend the money on it right now because I don't have the time to play it, or at least I just don't want to spend the time playing it right now. Okay. Although Grand Theft Auto coming out again right around the corner is like,
I might get you, huh? All right, well then let me start off my gaming week talking about one thing that I played briefly this week between everything else. I got my copy of Mass Effect 3 for the Wii U this week. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Stop rolling your eyes over there, young lady. I did get my copy of Mass Effect 3 for the Wii U, so I played it just a little bit, and I went right into multiplayer because I wanted to check out how the multiplayer runs. My only complaint is that loading times are a real pain in the butt, but I seem to remember they were pretty bad on 360 as well, so I can't really haze it for that. And in multiplayer, you don't get the maps on the gamepad, you get the score, so you don't have to pause the game. But I did not realize that whole voice chat thing that's in like Mario Kart 8 is in Mass Effect. I thought you had to have a separate headset in order to use voice chat. You don't. You can do talking through the Wii U gamepad. So that was unexpected and kind of cool. So, yeah. So, otherwise, I didn't play a whole lot of that. I just put it in and played it.
Is that in-game or just in lobbies?
In-game.
Do they have that in-game in Mario Kart 8? Or
No, only in the lobby. So yeah, right? There's like this feature that doesn't seem to be in any other
stupid.
freaking game.
Oh, protect the kids! Oh, come on! They are on the internet, okay? They've already been exposed to everything already. It's just
no. There's a big mic button on the thing so that you can push it and then talk, and it's like your push to talk is on the gamepad.
You know what? I hate encouraging this kind of behavior, but I would totally be fine with them enabling, parental settings from the get-go and paying 60 cents, to unlock it. If all this bullshit would go away. Like if, they just made the friend codes thing a lot easier, if they just allowed voice chat throughout the entire thing the entire time, I think it's worth it for that sacrifice.
Otherwise, with my week, I've been continuing on Diablo 3 in all different forms. PC, I'm playing. I have like I have my hardcore character I'm playing on PC. I have a Crusader I'm playing on PC with a friend of mine. Those are both seasonal characters, so I'm working through the 2.1 stuff with that. And then I'm still playing on PS4. I have my Barbarian. I was playing a little bit with Extifer one night this week. I think I'm up to like Paragon 30, I think, on my Barbarian. And then I also have a hardcore Witch Doctor because I'm trying to get the rest of those trophies. I really think I am going to take Diablo 3 all the way to a platinum trophy, which might not happen this holiday with all the other games coming out, but I think eventually I will take Diablo 3 all the way to a platinum trophy. I don't think, maybe on a PSN game somewhere, but I don't think I have a single platinum trophy on any PSN game, but it's totally achievable for me with Diablo 3, so I think I'm going to do it. All right, but then the other big thing this week that's been eating up an awful lot of my time, as I'm sure many of you have had your time eaten up by this game, except, of course, Loki didn't play it, and I know Dar Sakura is not really interested in this title, but I know a lot of you guys out there have been checking out Destiny. Destiny, of course, the hugely anticipated Bungie title that released on 9/9. The makers of Halo, which, I'm not huge on first-person shooters, but I've always had a bit of a special place in my heart for Halo. And I've told this story on the show before. I got introduced to Halo 1 at a wedding. At the reception, the bride and groom decided they wanted to have a Halo LAN party for their wedding reception because, it was an awesome wedding like that. So that's where I got introduced to Halo for the first time, and I loved playing the multiplayer. It was a lot of fun, and that rolled into playing Halo 2 with my buddies from college. So I've always had a good respect for the Halo series, and I really enjoyed Halo 4 as well, which I've talked about on the show when that came out. And that's probably what's going to finally make me get a freaking Xbox One is this Halo collection, or Halo 5 will probably finally do it because I know 343 is got the series now, and they're doing a good job with it. But I digress. So Bungie's put out Destiny this week, and it was not totally what I think we were expecting from the makers of Halo, but, you could say that based on the beta. And I talked before when I played the beta about how Destiny felt more influenced by a game like Phantasy Star Online than it necessarily did a game like Halo. And I still believe that to be true with the full release of the game. Let's talk about some of the good things about Destiny. I love the way that Destiny fosters a cooperative environment. You've heard the term mingle player out there applied to this game, and I think that is actually a really neat thing. I don't think there's a whole lot of use out of random people on the planet while you're there. Once in a great while, you might find that you're fighting the same pack of mobs, so you inadvertently help each other, and that's, I guess, kind of cool. But I like way more how, everybody's playing Destiny this week, and let's say Bobby sees that I'm online, which happened this week. Bobby sees that I'm online playing, doing missions on the moon, so he just presses a couple buttons, joins my fire team, game, warps to where I am on the moon, and now we're doing missions together. And that's kind of fun because we didn't have to like set that up. And I know there's a lot of co-op games out there, but you have to kind of set that up and, oh, we're going to play co-op at such and such time. The environment of Destiny is very drop in, drop out. And that's really cool. And I like what they've done for adventuring in that way. I love that as somebody who's not very good at first-person shooters, I can out-level things. I can take things at my own pace by doing these open-world missions on Earth or on the Moon or on Venus or whatever, and level myself to a point where then I can go back and play the story content, and it's not as difficult, because some of the story content does get pretty difficult, and I don't know if I would be able to beat it if I was necessarily the same level that you're supposed to be. So there is no there is no difficulty scale in Destiny, but it's okay because you can sort of create your own destiny with the difficulty in regards to how much are you willing to go back and grind and some of that. The music in Destiny is phenomenal. Which always makes that more surprising that the guy was let go from Bungie, right? Which we had that story a few months ago. But, neither here nor there. The music in Destiny is fantastic. Very good at setting the ambience and building the tension when you get into these moments when the enemies just show up. And it's not like a Metal Gear, like alarm goes off. The music really builds naturally and builds this anticipation. It's so well done. And even though I have caught similar bits being reused in places in the game, the music doesn't get repetitive at all, which in most MMOs, I'm using my quotey fingers because I don't really consider Destiny an MMO, but in most MMOs, the music gets very repetitive. That doesn't feel the case in Destiny, so that's very good. And last but not least, in the good column, graphics are fantastic, and I'm playing on PS4, and I just got to the Venus level, and it's gorgeous. My God, it's just, I could just sit there and walk around. Like I was doing that on the moon. I was just walking around. Where's another pretty cave I can go in and look at pretty purple things? Because that was a lot of fun. Let's talk about some of the not so good about Destiny, because I haven't read reviews out there. I don't usually read a lot of reviews on games unless my friends write them. But my understanding is the Metacritic for Destiny is not above 90, which for a game of this magnitude of anticipation means it's an absolute colossal failure. I don't really mean that. It's just the impression I'm getting from Twitter. So I don't remember what the Metacritic is for this game right now. What, it's high 70s, low 80s, something like that, which is still good. And isn't 70 considered average? I don't know what, or is 50 considered average? I don't even know what the hell's considered average on Metacritic. But it sounds like it's still at least above average, and that's probably where I'd place Destiny 2. I would not give this game an A+. In fact, I may review the game on VOG later once I've been able to complete my playthrough. But some of the things I can tell you that detract from the game a little bit. For a game this caliber, with this much anticipation, with this much of a budget that's gone into it, the story sucks. There's no easy way to say it. There's no nice sugar-coaty way to say it. Story is really uninteresting. I don't really fucking care why I'm blowing up all these aliens. There's these cutscenes I'm forced to watch that I can't skip over that are really annoying. That just seems so generic. Ugh. It's really not until I got to Venus and this first cutscene on Venus where I finally met a character where I was like, okay, now this character is at least borderline interesting. But it's so badly voice acted too. We've talked about this during the beta. The Peter Dinklage ghost character, not a good character. And your own avatar, whatever you tend to play as, either a female or a male, like human or awoken or robot dude or dudeette, I don't remember what they're called. Sometimes your character talks they're there. Sometimes your character is that MMO character that doesn't do the talk and everybody else talks around. It's so weird how your character is sometimes there and sometimes not. It seems like in the way the story is told. So not a good story. And for a game of this magnitude, especially coming from Bungie, I was really surprised and kind of disappointed that it's flat. I'm not interested. Now, granted, I haven't beat it yet, so maybe it picks up a lot of steam, but it would still be a detractor that it's taken this long to get interesting if that's the case. one of the detractors of Phantasy Star Online plays into this game as well, is that you're killing the same things over and over and over again with the hope that some new loot will drop. And like right in Phantasy Star Online, it was always the dudes with the claws, and sometimes a rappy would come out in forest. Right, you have to kill more. And
or the other of the lizardy things.
Yeah, right. Yes, and the lizardy things come out. And there's probably 2 or 3 different monster types on Earth and on the moon. That variety is a little bit They try to spice it up with this thing that reminds me of the Fates in Final Fantasy XIV, where like this big world event will suddenly happen. It doesn't happen very often, but like, for instance, one time I was on Earth doing patrol missions and a giant spider boss showed up for everybody to kill. And you would get stuff if you'd participate in that. So that made it at least a little more interesting, but it is kind of a slog of the same stuff over and over. Like, I get really excited when I see something new in the game. That helps out a lot. And the other big problem I have with the game, which again, coming from the makers of Halo, really surprises me that this is kind of a weak point of the game. PvP. It's gated, which means that you have to, if you want to play the PvP free-for-all deathmatch, which was always my favorite thing to play in Halo, you have to play a 3v3 control map one time. Win or lose, you must play that map. Then you must play a team deathmatch map. Then you will unlock the free-for-all deathmatch. And by the way, you can't even get to the Crucible until you're like level 5 or 6 or something in the story. So if I want to buy Destiny and just hop in a brawl with my friends where we're all going to just blow the fuck out of each other with rocket launchers, you can't do that in Destiny. You have to wait till you get to a certain point. You're going to have to play to unlock it. And then, I don't know. And then kind of when you get there, it's not, I don't know. I tried playing some of the PvP and it didn't really thrill me the way that playing Halo did for the first time, or playing any of that did. Like, it really feels like the sideshow. So if you're looking at Destiny for PvP, I kind of worry that you're going to be a little bit disappointed. Now, I know that Bungie plans to do these events where they're going to roll out special maps for a weekend and things like that. But again, that seems really weird to me too. Why are you going to have that stuff only playable for like 3 days and then shut it off? And have it, I mean, like, it's one thing to roll it out slowly or whatever, but why have something that's not going to be there again? I don't know if I get the logic behind that. So PvP, not as fun as I was hoping. All right, going to the chat room over at live.vognetwork.com. Alan Alchemy in chat says, it's literally the same fucking story as so many other things. We discovered alien technology and everything was awesome, and we were in outer space being hella rad, but then aliens came and killed everybody, and we're just trying to survive now. Yep. Black Wolf in chat says, I don't blame Peter Dinklage, I blame his director. Me too. Unfortunately, the blame is going to ultimately fall on Peter Dinklage, whether it's his fault or not. That sucks, but I agree that the direction of the story in general is just it's a problem. And it's so frustrating because on one hand, the audio is so good, the music is so good, that the story components and the narration, the talking doesn't match. And it's a glaring issue. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, I notice, like, when these characters open their mouths, I'm just like, shut up, I want to hear the music. Like, what you're saying is literally not important. Let's see. Tiger Claw says, I heard how this game is much like Halo. The ghost character is basically the guilty spark from Halo. Again, I think it's more Phantasy Star Online than Halo. I stand by that. Let's see. SSGO 100 Matt says, sounds like a ton of hoops to jump through just to play PvP. Yep. But there's a lot of people that don't give two shits about PvP, so I can understand where that's like an asset to them, maybe. But for me, I was hoping to just play a little bit of it. But I'm glad that also one thing I noticed in PvP, I can't hear anybody. And I don't know if that's just a PlayStation 4 thing or if they just flat out turn the voice chat off in PvP. And I kind of hope that's the case, honestly, is that they just turned the damn voice chat off on PvP. Dungeon Buster says, I technically beat it, and I'll just leave it at that. Destiny will sometimes mix encounters up with specials, too. Enemies with yellow names that are a bit tougher. And Dungeon Buster continues, more stuff only opens up post-level 20. Economy is also gated limited. You can only earn so many Vanguard Crucible Marks currency per week, and that's what's needed to buy legendary equipment coupled with an appropriate faction rank. That's where MMO is very much. Blackwolf says Marty O'Donnell must have hated the voice acting, so he was fired. Well, who knows? Who knows? So anyway, that's my thoughts on Destiny, and there you have it. So we are going to get into some housekeeping, and then we're going to get into tonight's news, and then I'm going to say hi to our guests tonight who are just arriving here in studio. I'm going to get them mic'd up here while we have Loki start off the news. First off, follow us on YouTube. Our shows are posted to YouTube, where you can hear them on your 3DS or wherever you like. YouTube username is Orange Lounge Radio. You can also follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/OLR, and we're also on Facebook, facebook.com/Orange Lounge Radio. Curious to see what you guys think about Destiny. I'm going to try to beat the game so I feel armed enough to do a review for VogNetwork.com later in the week. And, of course, should that happen, you guys will be able to leave your response reviews there at VogNetwork.com. Tiger Claw says, sounds like Destiny was destined to fail. I'm going to leave it at this and then get into the news here. I don't think Destiny's a failure by any means. In fact, I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's an above average game. There's a lot of great things to really like about Destiny. But is the game perfect? Nope, and I just told you why. So, all right, let's get into some news. Loki, start us off tonight.
All right, so the big news this week was that, first off, it started off as a rumor that Mojang was going to be purchased by Microsoft for $2.5 billion. Now, apparently, it is going to be official. It's expected to be announced on Monday, so they're going to be merged with Microsoft. And so what exactly does this mean? No idea yet, but the thought is that Microsoft is using this acquisition as sort of a way to help boost its presence in the PC and console market, which is kind of weird because PC-wise, I think they have pretty much the lion's share of operating systems, but maybe it'll convince people to buy stuff on the Windows Store. I don't know. But they're saying that it's supposed to, they're going to try to use this to boost the sales of Windows Phone and Surface tablets. I think even if Microsoft made Minecraft exclusively for Windows Phone, no one would still buy a Windows Phone. So I'm not really sure
what
they're thinking there.
What the hell is Microsoft hoping to gain from something like this? Like, is Microsoft trying to just get the Minecraft IP? Is this what it boils down to? Because my understanding is Notch isn't coming with the deal. So, I mean, are they getting access to Scrolls, the new thing that Mojang's supposed to be working on? Or is it just we want to have Minecraft 2 exclusive to our shit? Is that what this all boils down to?
Maybe that's what it's all going to boil down to. But, I mean, it's like, shit, there's like so many Minecraft clones out there. It's like a dime a dozen. I'm sure, where the platforms that this is not on, a new, clone will rise up and take its place. I mean, hell, there's all these people that are behind like Spoutcraft and shit like that have made all these mods. It's going to be very easy for them to come around and do like almost like an in the groove, if you will, of Minecraft, where it's going to be something that's sort of Minecraft, but not quite Minecraft.
It's really weird to me, too, that didn't Notch take issue with the fact that Facebook bought this has to be said, that Facebook bought the Oculus Rift for $2 billion.
Yeah, $2 billion changes your mind quite quickly.
How did that song go? Sell out with me tonight. Sell out. Everything's going to be all right. 90s? Anybody? 90s? All right. Anyway. All right, look, I know there's some guys here that want to comment on the Minecraft situation and talk about a lot of different things going on. Joining us now in studio, welcome back to the show, Diego.
Hello.
And Jonas.
Hello.
From the TBAGRs, or the Big Anime Game. I can't stop calling it the TBAGRs. I'm sorry. The Big Anime Game Room. How's it going, you guys?
Great. How you doing?
Good. How did SAC Anime go? You guys took your rig over to SAC Anime, right?
Yeah, this is probably the busiest show we've ever done.
Is it really?
Yes, for SAC Anime.
What were some of the hits that you guys had out on the floor that people were just like, oh my God, we got to play this and keep playing this? Can't get enough of it.
Well, I'd say like the biggest hit was when we did the Mario Kart 8 tournament on the restructured pre-registration when we made it into our main events hall, which turned out really spectacular. We filled up that entire room. it was amazing. There were so many people there. We got a big hype up with a lot of the people. People were having fun, a lot of cheers, a lot of good motions and everything.
Nice. Well, people are. This is probably the first chance a lot of people have to kind of show off their skills in Mario Kart 8 too, since the game hasn't been out that long. So. Awesome. Well, look, I saw you guys, especially saw Jonas was trying to put his hand up while Loki was talking about Minecraft. So what's your guys' take on this Minecraft possibly being sold to Microsoft tomorrow?
With the whole trend of people buying, kind of like what Facebook did with Oculus Rift. I think a lot of these companies, just by the way, it's my opinion, a lot of these companies are just trying to buy the IP so no one else will take it. It's kind of like what everyone was fighting with Twitch.
Interesting. So it's more about, even though they're not going to pull Minecraft from PlayStation 4 necessarily, if Microsoft were to buy it, Sony's not going to get anything else from Minecraft.
I don't know that's the case, though, but if you think about it, I can see where if you buy the Oculus Rift, you're kind of investing in the Oculus, and you know that that's going to bring revenue down the line because this could be the future of entertainment, of gaming, of the internet, whatever. Same with Twitch. Obviously a service like that is going to evolve into something. It could be very much like the next YouTube. Whereas Minecraft, shit, that's a game. I mean, look at even the big games like Candy Crush Saga or Angry Birds and stuff on mobile.
It blows me away how much those companies get bolstered up by that one breakaway title too. Look at Zynga.
Yeah, it's all this stuff. I mean, they have their height, and then eventually just the interest kind of fades away. And I think first off, discontinuing support for Bucket. I mean, yeah, they're going to continue developing it internally, but it's not where it was before. That's gotta hurt. And the fact that I'm sure it's going to continue on PC, but say the next Minecraft comes out and stuff, I don't think people are going to... Minecraft is a good game, but I don't know if it's a system seller. I mean, people are excited about it, but it's just...
But
I'm not going to buy...
Isn't Minecraft on the 360 still continuously top 10 every month since
That's
the
true,
damn thing was
yeah.
released?
It is a top title because it's cheap and it's good for kids. It's a family-friendly title. It's cheap. It's there's not really anything to dissuade you from playing it, I guess. I don't know.
No, I don't want my kids being around no creepers.
I'm all for them though coming out with a new Minecraft, Minecraft 2 or whatever that has enhanced visuals but still has the voxel stuff on there.
They can already do enhanced visuals in Minecraft.
I know on PC they can do it with mods, but I would love to see that as the standard.
Well, they have the mods they sell you too. I bought the PlayStation 4 version, and you can it's even in there where it's you can play with these skins, but you can't save your world. They have the new block skins and stuff like that. Yeah,
I think it also because I think it's iOS also has Minecraft if I crawl in Android. I think because I've seen
Yes.
my
Pocket Edition. Yeah,
I think because I see my nephews and nieces play it a lot on the more mobile devices.
Oh, and it's huge on
so
tablets.
I think that's probably what Microsoft's trying to prevent people from doing. It's take it away from iOS and Android users and put it straight to Windows Phone. That's my assumption, but
I just don't. Why would you take it out completely though of the iOS?
Well, they'll just come out with some. If Microsoft was going to be very territorial with it and just block sales of it, I don't think it's going to sell a lot of Windows phones. And people don't buy a phone, especially a terrible phone like Windows Phone. I'm sorry. My wife has one. It's fucking terrible. They're not gonna buy a phone that's terrible like that just to play Minecraft Pocket Edition. I mean, you're fucking insane if you buy a phone for an app. That's like saying, "Oh, Angry Birds is exclusive to this phone."
Well,
or not Angry Birds, Flappy Bird is exclusive to this phone. Are you really gonna fucking buy a phone for that?
Devil's advocate. You could say that there's probably some people that bought an iPhone for Siri.
That's stupid. No, seriously, it's stupid.
I tried. All right. Tiger Claw in our chat room over at live.vognetwork.com says, sounds like another Bungie situation when Microsoft originally bought Bungie just so they can make only but Halo games. I guess make it exclusive to Microsoft. And we all know how that relationship turned out in the end. Now Bungie is giving all the secret stuff to Sony. Here's hoping they learn from that and just leave Mojang alone. Well,
they could just purchase Mojang, and it could just be Mojang, and they'll make money from anything that they produce.
$2 billion.
That's true.
Go ahead, Jonas.
Yeah, that is true. Just buy the whole Mojang if they're going to do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, $2 billion just seems like so much money.
I doubt. I mean, I doubt that like Scrolls is going to be as big as Minecraft was, and I don't even know what else they have in the pipeline because obviously a lot of that stuff Notch was working on, and so if it, I don't know, I just can't see this being a very smart purchase, especially for that kind of money. But whatever. I mean, I guess they can license the shit out of it and. Maybe in Windows 9 we'll have it as a default game. It'll just come prepackaged with like
it's like the new Solitaire or Minesweeper.
Dude, that would be. You want to talk about firing a torpedo into productivity, man? There you go.
All right, over to our chat room at live.vognetwork.com. The Seg says Siri has a lot more day-to-day functions than any game. I don't know, dude. I got to say this very tongue-in-cheek, but Minecraft is a way of life for some people. Like, people have made millions off of Minecraft. I'm talking all those freaking YouTube channels, and, people, like, have careers out of Minecraft. It's crazy. But, I don't know. It's just... Wow, it's so huge. Which, again, I go, but $2 billion for Minecraft, but then I remember, but yes, people are making all of this money off Minecraft. Maybe Microsoft just wants to issue YouTube takedown claims and get the money off all those videos. That's what this is. Microsoft wants all this because they don't have a network anymore. So Minecraft TV 24/7 on the Xbox One.
I don't think they can do that because they've already had it in their end user license agreement that they're allowing them to do that. I don't know if you can go back on that. Maybe you can.
No, with $2 billion, you can do a lot. All right. Minecraft TV. Moving on. That $2 billion will buy a lot. Could buy more. Well, except now Microsoft's spending it, so I guess they'll not be able to use that money to get more patches.
Why couldn't they have spent $2 billion on, I don't know, making Windows 8 not suck? Why couldn't they have spent money on that? Or, I don't know, making Windows Phone not suck? Can you imagine what $2.5 billion could do for research in a non-shitty operating system for their phones? I mean, that would be fantastic.
All right. Well, one thing Microsoft
Connect. Holy fuck.
One thing Microsoft. Yeah, I know. Think of all the Connect games that could have been made for $2 billion. Oh my God, what a good point. Like $2 billion could have bought like a lot. Like you could have bought Harmonix to pump more Connect exclusives. You could have bought like, oh my God. Anyway, moving on. Some more system updates with some of that money. A new Xbox One system update coming out in October. It will be a firmware update that will make some changes to the Snap feature on Xbox One. Easier access to the Snap without having to back all the way out to the home menu. You will be able to use Snap after October to show friend lists, messages, and achievement progress in real time. Get ready, trophy whores. Achievement whores. Trophies is the other system. Also, there will be a button command that will record the last 30 seconds of gameplay. So, a share button. So there's it replaces you yelling at the Kinect, record that, because as we know, not everybody has a Kinect anymore.
And they're not selling systems with Kinect, really. I mean, one out of the 4 or 5 SKUs that they have.
More codecs will be built into the console's media player, and there will be support for a digital TV tuner that is coming out in Europe at the end of October. So that is all coming to the Xbox One this next month ahead of the holidays. Dark Sakura.
Well, we've been talking about Bucket, right? The Craft Bucket.
You mean Mr. Bucket? A Mr. Bucket? Hello? That spits out the thing? All right. Yes.
I hear he's a bucket of fun.
Yes, he's a bucket of fun.
Anyway, the guy who did Craft Bucket, basically Wesley Wolf, has been swatted. For anyone who doesn't know what swatting is, it's basically when someone calls in some sort of fake police report that would be enough to cause a SWAT team to come to the scene. In this case, someone called and said that he had shot and killed his parents and were going to kill more people. In response to basically Wolf having done the DMCA takedown for Craft Bucket.
Yeah, the whole thing we talked about last week, right?
Exactly.
So somebody is trying to prove a point by sending the police over to this guy's house, by committing a criminal act, because in California, this is happening to celebrities all the time. So they passed a law
this happened in
against it, right?
Texas.
Yeah, but still.
But I'm saying it actually, in Texas, it's probably even just as big, if not a bigger deal. But on top of that, then, they said that they set up the police said that they set up a perimeter around his house and used a PA system to get the attention of the family. And then they talked to Wolf and his parents and confirmed everyone was safe and sound. And basically, the call came through Skype on an untraceable line. So,
I don't understand. In the year 2014, when we've placed a robot on Mars, we have a robot on Mars, yet we have untraceable lines on Skype. I don't understand.
And the NSA can spy on everybody, but yet that one,
You're
call
talking
that
about
made
Texas.
on Skype is
Right?
fucking impossible.
well, what they know right now is that, they said that they're working a little bit deeper on it, that they know that the call was based in California. Mm-hmm. So they are tracing it, but they said that the call itself, and my apologies, was unidentified. So,
Well, I hope they find this fucker because, this is not the way to prove your point. Like, I don't understand extremists when it comes to certain opinions in the gaming community, is that people go to these huge extremes, from swatting people to sending tweets that, I'm going to kick your ass and rip off your head and shove my dick down your throat and all this stuff like that.
They learned it from Duke Nukem.
All these hideous things people say on Twitter to try and prove a point. What kind of point are you making with that? You are an asshole. That's the point you're making. Anyway, sorry, Diego. I got on a rant.
Yeah, when she was talking about the whole, no, it's all right. Well, the whole SWAT thing. Yeah, I think I was reading up an article that popped up on Facebook because someone had shared that about one person that was caught doing that, and in the process of that, they were sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. And I was reading up on that this one child was pretty much crying his eyes out, and my friend who had posted up the feed is like, "Well, that's what you get, you so and so," and I'm like, wow. And I read the article, I was shocked, and the kid pretty much on the pictures itself, he was just crying his eyes out, and I said, exactly, you shouldn't be doing that stuff. Like, they actually caught someone in the act in that.
Well, and then I'm thinking, as you're saying that, I'm also thinking of when this just happened a couple weeks ago. There was that guy. And he was the executive of some company. Somebody in chat's gonna have to fill in, but he was on that flight that was going from Texas or whatever, and somebody tweeted a bomb threat at the airline, and they grounded his plane, and it was, I think this all had to do with that Gamergate fuckery, where they grounded his.
it was a Sony exec.
I think it was, but I think he made a comment that somebody didn't like, so they tweeted a bomb threat to the airline, and this plane got grounded. All the bags were searched. And it's like, dude, in trying to prove your point, you have committed a federal offense. There are some things you don't do in a post 9/11 world. Tweeting a bomb threat to an airline is one of them. You idiot! What point are you making with that? The point is, you're an asshole. That's the only point that's coming out of that. Come on. Debate is one thing. Discussion is another thing. Bomb threats, you're an asshole.
Exactly. Like, actually, I'm still kind of laughing at that right now, but it's as idiotic as that sounds as well. It's like you say it like this when you go towards the circumstances of talking about certain things, such as saying like, you lied to the government, that's a felony. But if the government lies to you, that's politics.
Well, that's
a whole nother. That's a whole nother Oprah, as we say.
Matt was saying that article was that might have been fake, but the thing is that they're gonna give a kid, even just using this example, 25 to life, but yet they let rapists go after 5 years. I don't know.
Well, that is true.
The judicial law is just corrupted as it is. Like we said, even though justice is blind, they just let people walk every day.
Look,
justice is fueled by economy.
Not everybody's going to agree with me on this, and that's fine. We'll just have to have a political debate. But whoever called in this swatting thing, you know what they need to do? This is how MSNBC is going to get their ratings, because what they're going to do is they're going to turn MSNBC into a channel where they're going to take this kid who called in the threat, and they're going to walk him out, and they're going to pull his pants down on TV, and they're going to spank him. They're going to spank him in front of the entire nation.
Yeah,
and
it was a hoax, by the way. Fake.
What, the whole swatting thing on this guy?
The one that they caught.
Okay, well, whoever swatted this guy, they need you know who needs to do it? Super Nanny. Super Nanny.
They should send him to Singapore.
Yeah, nope. Super Nanny's going to pull down his pants and say, you've been a very naughty boy. You need to sit on the naughty step and think about what you've done. and that's it.
But you have to understand that she only puts them in timeout. Spanking is not really, something that they approve.
Well, then get somebody else.
That's why I said send him to Singapore.
Get Jamie. Jamie will spank
That's
him.
why he has to sit on the noise.
as long as Jamie has some hand sanitizer, she'll do it.
No, that's okay because because it actually just not using hand sanitizer and antibacterials makes your immune system stronger.
All right. Anyway,
You don't need to use that shit unless you're a doctor.
Bochikawa says, "Fuck yeah, more spanking for children. Some of these kids need to learn." This person's probably 23. I'm not talking about spanking children. If you act like a child, though, then you should be spanked. This 23-year-old or whoever did this. And now I'm just making up who called this in, but it's just so. I cannot believe that when we again can travel to space, when we have all this technology in the palm of our hand, we can't trace a fucking phone call.
You know what I think?
Well, it is Microsoft. They could have used that $2.5 billion to invest in their Skype system to be able to trace that fucking call. Now, couldn't they?
I just had a brilliant thought.
Okay.
You know what should be done for people who break certain laws? They need to have it tattooed on their face.
I don't.
No. Have it permanently marked on their bodies for the rest of their lives.
Didn't they write a book like that hundreds of years ago called The Scarlet Letter?
No, that was sewn onto her shirt.
Oh.
And that was because she was, practicing the free rights that men had at the
All
time.
right, look, we started here. Now we're over here. Let's get back to other video game news. All right, Loki, bring us back here with something else.
All right. So, unfortunately, on Twitch, it's become a kind of a new haven for phishing scams. And, kind of goes to show you, don't click on links that you don't know what they fucking are. Don't just click random links that appear in chat. But apparently they're saying that there's some sort of, Counter-Strike Go prize type links that are appearing. And it pops up that, you've won a weapon or something in the game. And you have to log into your Steam account to redeem it or something. And so when you log in, of course, it steals all your account information, then goes through your stuff if you happen to be a Counter-Strike Go player, and sells all your weapons and shit that you got for money, and they steal that somehow. So
That's actually pretty fucking clever, which kind of sucks. I'm not, but don't hear me wrong here. These guys are assholes for stealing all this stuff that isn't theirs, but it just goes to show you they'll go to pretty great lengths to do it. And with Twitch becoming more and more mainstream as it is, they're going to come for you on there. So, oh my gosh. So be careful. Don't put your username and password in places where always check the URL, right? To make sure you're actually on Steam's website, right? And all that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Very important.
Or better off, just research for all this stuff that goes on. Because I'll tell everything later about fixing so many computers because people accidentally clicked one thing and now they get all this crap happening on their computer.
Pornography on my computer? It's more real than you think. All right.
But yeah.
Anyhow, let's move on to something happy. You know what, Jamie? I know you were a fan of this series, at least until the third game, but I know you liked at least the second one. But I'm talking about Fable. Remember that series, Fable? You guys like that? It was on the... It started on the original Xbox, made its way to 360. Fable 2 was the one you really got into, right, Darkstalker?
For about 5 minutes. Dan was really into the Fable series.
Well, maybe this is something that might bring you back to it. The PC version of Fable Anniversary will be coming out shortly, and it's going to have modding support, according to Lionhead. Producer Craig Oman, in speaking to Eurogamer, mentioned that Fable Anniversary on PC will have a version of the Unreal Engine 3 editor, which will let you edit all of the existing art and animation in the game. So, 2 weeks till a nude patch? 3 weeks? 2 weeks?
That means that if I am right, they're going to be able to use some of the same modding tools that Mass Effect 2 and 3 use.
Perhaps. In fact, you know what's funny is they're actually talking about one of the statements that Craig Oman said, quote, personally, I just hope someone creates a sci-fi version of Fable. So you could get your Garrus Cross Fable. I don't know.
I need that now.
See, I knew you'd be interested in this eventually.
Only if somebody does that, and then I can have my Torian dating sim.
This is the internet, Jamie. anything can happen.
That'd be wonderful though,
Get to
just to
work on
have
that.
the whole sci-fi thing twist on it. That'd be wonderful. It already had like a feel of like having like a Star Wars feel to it, of shooting lightning and thunder from your hands and doing other things and pushing people away with just like felt like force powers as well.
It would be way more interesting than that Connect Fable game, that's for sure.
It'd be way more interesting than any of the Fable games since 2, so I'm all down for that.
Fable effect.
But possibly. That would be great. Let's see. Going into the chat room over at live.vognetwork.com, Kaijudo says, Fable 2 is the only Fable game you need. It definitely was the peak of the series, that's for sure. So the game actually just came out in Europe, at least, on September 12th. I don't know if that matches over here, because, again, I'm seeing this on Eurogamer, but I'm sure it's out very, very soon if it's not out already. Also in the game, there's a new heroic mode, if you are so inclined to play this super advanced mode, where there will be an increased line of sight for enemies and reduced damage on ranged weapons and reduced player armor levels. So, everything gets hard. So, very cool. So, for those of you that want to revisit the Fable and get all these patches, that'll be really neat. Dark Sakura, one more story here before we get to the release dates.
Well, this is yet another reason to love Sega. Sega is finally putting the crackdown on assholes. They have a new policy for the Sega blog, Sega forums, and any of their social media accounts that basically they're going to be knocking down anyone who posts derogatory and hateful comments, personal attacks on any real person. So Sega is going to be having the message deleted, and their right to post future comments permanently pooped on, as in not exist.
That's right. If you're going to make any hateful messages, it better be to Sonic. It's fucking weird-ass long legs.
So you can still make all the fun you want of Sonic's friends. You just can't make fun of real people. But if I want to say, Tails sucks, I can do that.
Dude, seriously.
What?
They made Sonic have more fucking friends in the next game. It's like, hey, what does everyone hate? They hate his friends. Let's give them more friends. It's like, you fucking stupid.
And Sega just banned you.
And at any rate, what they've actually said is, therefore, we're putting a new policy in place across all of Sega's community and social channels. If you make a personal attack or otherwise inappropriate comment, we will delete your comment and we will ban or block you from our page/channel. And they said that while their fans may not always agree with the company or each other, that's not an excuse to not show mutual respect on a human level. So, which also takes me, though, to something that we were seeing, a little just mini discussion that I was having with SSJ 100 Matt in the chat room about removing anonymity from people to basically make them own up to how they treat other people. That goes back and forth, though. Removing anonymity can also damage people who need to use that anonymity to protect aspects of their personal life.
Exactly. See, then when we go to, then I think about when Battle.net was going to do the real ID thing, and I was super against that because I was so not okay with my real name being out there. And, without getting too tangenty, we have this whole thing going on right now where Facebook is forcing all these people who are not using their real names, and the most vocal right now of which is the drag queens of the world. That's where I'm seeing it happen a lot, is that they're all being forced to use their real names, although this is happening to
Which could put them in physical danger.
Right, roller derby girls who use fake names, and I use a fake name, and I've never made a secret about that. That's because I like to keep my professional life and what I do with everything online and all that separate. And I realize some people are probably going to figure out, my real name and, whatever, and, vice versa. But it's still that whole thing where it's like, respect the fact that I want to have these two separate personas, and I don't, anyway.
Well, I put my real name out there because, for a while I was really focusing on my design work.
Right.
But the stuff that I put there about my personal life, everything in my personal life pretty much except for Orange Lounge has a pseudonym or something that I've made up about it. Mm-hmm. So no one knows where I work unless they happen to work with me or I've told them. Mm-hmm. Or, people don't really know where I live unless they know me and have been to my house or have sent me something.
And I'm fine. So, I'm fine now that Battle.net requires me to have a battle tag, and everything can be traced back to that battle tag, no matter what game I'm in. And my account would be at risk if I was a total douche nozzle to somebody, then that, and that's okay. I'd be accountable in that regard. But, again, when you go all the way to your full, no, I don't think I'm okay with it.
I think that there does need to be a different way to have accountability. Like, it's really hard to have a happy medium between something it's either real or it's fake.
Yeah.
In that case, I think I do rather like what they have on Tumblr, where you can block an anonymous commenter completely. Mm-hmm. You won't see who that anonymous person is, so it will, quote, protect them, but you can still block them. And sometimes trial and error, you can find out who they are.
I do think one idea Sega should have experimented with, though, is instead of silencing these bullies completely, they could have taken the Disney approach where, the bullies would have to select and communicate only with a pre-selected list of phrases. In this case, I think they should only be able to post quotes from Shenmue. That would be all these people would be able to use in the future. So it's like, you want to comment on something? Would you like to play a game of Lucky Hit? That's all they could do. All right, let's travel around the world and check out some release dates and check out some games that are going to no doubt cause some people to say some very naughty things on the internet somewhere. Loki.
Well, I hope not, because Cookie Mama 5 Bon Appetit's coming out on 3DS.
Cookie Mama, she's a bitch.
Theatrhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call coming out on 3DS as well.
Final Fantasy sucks.
Fairy Fencer F for PlayStation 3.
Fairy Fencer.
Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Revolution for PS3 and Xbox 360.
Naruto's not a real ninja.
And finally, Air Conflicts Vietnam. They're doing a port of it for PlayStation 4. And that's it.
All right, let's go back. Let's go over to Japan at some point and get the releases. I guess I'm flying over there right now. It's very slow. Checking out the releases in Japan this week. Nothing really on the newer consoles, the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One. On the PlayStation 3, there's nothing this week either. It's a pretty slow week over there in Japan. Nothing on the Xbox 360 either. How about the handhelds? This is because Smash Brothers just came out, I bet. Because Smash Brothers just came out this week on the 3DS. But
Where's my Smash code?
we already talked about that earlier in the show. Oh, did you guys get your Smash codes and all that stuff? And
No, I didn't get it, but everyone's been talking about it.
if you reach behind you, there's a gold 3DS if you want to check out the demo. If you want. All right. Let's see.
I think I'll wait because I already played it in E3, so.
Yeah, I can understand that too. On the Wii U, here's one release this week I'm fine with. This is a pretty big one. This is a very Nintendo week. Bayonetta 2 on September 20th in Japan. I know a lot of people looking forward to that. So there's something.
Boing, boing.
And on the Vita, there's a couple games on the Vita this week. Gundam Breaker and Fate Stay Night are both getting price reductions. So they're not new games, but you can get them at an all-new low price in the Best Collection. So there you go. Bayonetta or nuttin'. All right. Let's move on to the UK. Dark Sakura.
I would move on to the UK if the UK list would load. I think we're all in the middle of our transportation. So on the 16th, we have Naruto Shippuden, Ultimate Ninja Storm Revolution. I'm getting super tired of all things Naruto. On the 17th, we have Anomaly 2. The 18th, Endless Legend for PC and Train Simulator 2015. On the 19th, damn near everything else comes out. Flockers for PC, PS4, Xbox One, Hyrule Warriors for Wii U, Natural Doctrine on PlayStation 3, Vita, and PS4, Theatrhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call on 3DS, and Wasteland 2 for Mac and PC.
All right. Just a couple more news stories for you guys, and then the classic game of the week. Loki.
So apparently there is a brand new patent for some device from the Pokemon company. And honestly, it looks just like they're having some sort of near-field communication thing with Pokemon figures.
I was really worried for a minute there it was going to be a Fleshlight add-on for Pokemon figurines. I was getting a little nervous there, but whew.
There's still time.
That won't stop some people from trying.
Apparently, the device would be an information processing apparatus. Well, that's very vague of you. Basically able to read NFC and RFID chips like those found in Amiibo figures. So, yes, you can imagine that I'm guessing this is going to lead to some sort of thing where they sell every single Pokemon character as a figurine for Amiibo. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
And you know what? you got to catch them all because that's the only way.
Some people in venereal diseases.
It's the only way you're going to get like super shinies or some shit they're going to come up with where, and then they're going to start selling like real life burn heals for your wallet is the next logical step for this thing.
It burns.
That joke burns too. All right, moving on. Talking about Pikmin, another Nintendo product. Pikmin is going to get a movie of sorts. Yeah, this is a report from Variety. Pikmin short movies. It's animated shorts that are produced by Shigeru Miyamoto. They're going to be debuting at the Tokyo International Film Festival, and this is going to be at the end of October. And so Miyamoto will be having a presentation where there's going to be these Pikmin short movies, and there'll be 3 animated shorts. One is called The Night Juicer, where Captain Olimar wants to blend up Pikmin. What is this, a fucking horror movie?
The name of that again? Can you say the name of that one?
Keep in mind, this is October 25th to the 31st. The Night Juicer.
You know what? I'm sorry.
Isn't that the attachment for the Pokemon as well? The Night Juicer?
The Night Juicer, all that reminds me of is the Fruit Fucker from the Penny Arcade comic. Because I see that now. The Fruit Fucker movie, The Night Juicer.
That sounds pretty splashing.
Night Juicer, Night Juicer.
Night Juicer. Oh.
Let's see. Also, Pikmin short movies. Olimar blending up Pikmin? That's gross.
Whoa.
I know, right? That's the concept. Night Juicer. He's going to blend up the Pikmin. It's
Listen,
like
you guys are really fucking annoying me now, so I'm going to juice you.
I can see where this is all leading to. The juicing to the blending. It's all making sense now. They're on to something.
Hey. Will it blend?
I can't wait for the 3rd episode where he rolls them up into a joint and smokes them.
Is that why there's no green Pikmin? All right, anyway. Treasures in a bottle, which will involve an odd treasure. That's all they say. It's treasure in a bottle. Surprise, it's fucking nothing.
It's a treasure.
And occupational hazards is the 3rd one, which plays out at a construction site. Sounds like a fucking...
It's like Happy Tree Friends.
Doesn't it?
It's Happy Tree Friends.
Sound like Wile E. Coyote.
No, it's Happy Tree Friends.
Oh my God.
So he'll announce that the future of Pikmin will now be blended together into one.
I guess. Or it's becoming a horror franchise.
The one drink to rule them all.
You would say that at the exact moment Loki knocks a soda on the floor.
It's empty.
You have... Speaking of a horror film, apparently Diego has like the powers of persuasion. All right. Let's go back to a time when things were a little simpler. We didn't try to stick our video game characters in a blender. That was something reserved for like goldfish. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. PETA, don't harass me.
What kind of sick person are you, Rob? That you would think of that. I never wanted to do that.
I knew some fucked up kids growing up. Didn't we all know some fucked up kids growing up?
I would just chant at my brother's fish until they died. Because I hated them.
So I'm weird trying out blenders, yet you would perform a satanic ritual on your...
You would murder them. I would just wish them to die.
You would curse them in eternal damnation.
But I didn't murder them. You fish murderer.
But then, the quick murdering or the very methodical ritual that you had.
It wasn't a ritual. I'd just be like, God, I hate you,
Why
fish.
are we talking about murder? The happy music is playing. It's time
I'm going to feed you to the cat.
It's time for the classic game of the week, where Dark Stalker's going to step into the vault and find, next to her, guns and various tools of mass destruction.
Just for that, I'm going to put off Puzzle and Dragons another week.
Oh, you're so mean to me. All right, here it is, your classic game of the week.
I give you candy corn.
That's true. You did give me, and it was apple pie, and I ate the whole bag because I'm fat. All right, Dark Stalker, what is the classic game of the week?
The classic game of the week is again sticking with the CPS2 theme. I went for Armored Warriors, which in Japan it was called Powered Gear Strategic Variant Armor Equipment. It came out in 1994, was a beat 'em up. Like I said, it was CP System 2. And there's no home version of this ever. However, the mecha in the game were later used for Cyberbot's Full Metal Madness. Which, don't you know, Cyberbots is Capcom's #1 game, according to Devilot and Puzzle Fighter. Anyway, Armored Warriors was basically it's a multiplayer beat 'em up. You go around in robots, and you basically beat up other robots. And then you can use different type of input commands with the joystick, and you get team up change, which lets you do tandem attacks with whoever you're playing with. So basically, it's just a big robot war, and you are trying to get to the end and beat the perfect warrior cyborg robot. And Blodia's in it. That just makes me happy because Blodia was awesome.
Oh, Jin.
Yeah. So the characters that you play as, you have First Lieutenant Jeff Perkins, who pilots Blodia. You have Captain Ray Turner, who is the pilot of Reptos. You have Glenn Reed, who pilots Golden, and Sarah White, who has 40. So basically, I mean, there's not like a lot of special to it, but the notable thing about this game is that this is what led to us having Cyberbots, which Cyberbots is fucking awesome. So thank you, Capcom, for Armored Warriors, which gave us Cyberbots. That's it. It has no home release.
No home release. So really, the only way you're going to play this
Get
is...
yourself a super gun.
That's right. You're going to have to go to an arcade that might still have this game somewhere, Armored Warriors.
Or, you know,
Because
they do make a CPS2 emulator.
I would never endorse using emulators and downloading the ROM illegally, but...
For an outdated system that has no... Yeah, get a super gun.
All right. There it is, your classic game of the week, Armored Warriors. All right, we're going to take a quick break, guys. We have plenty more Orange Lounge Radio to come. In Part B, we're going to talk to our friends from the Big Anime Game Room a little more and talk about what's coming up next for them and what their plans for the future might be. And then we're going to get into some rapid-fire news, the Fugal question of the week, your emails, and plenty more when we come back with more of Orange Lounge Radio right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to Orange Lounge Radio, live on this September the 14th, 2014, with the 567th episode of our show already in progress. And you know what's very important and very special about this day, as was brought to my attention via Facebook, September 14th, 1985, was the debut of the Golden Girls on television. So a very important day in television history. My God, that was...
Thank you for being a friend.
That was 29 years ago. 29 years ago. No wonder they are all almost dead. I mean, let's...
And woe to the poor children who were not alive when there were Golden Girls.
I know. Praise be to Betty White. And she can't die. Ever. All right. Let's see. Moving on. Before we get into some rapid-fire news, let's talk to our friends Jonas and Diego a little more from the Big Anime Game Room. What's next on you guys' agenda? What big cons are coming up in the future? What's your next big show?
Well, the big one that's coming up next is our one that's coming up in, it's semi-big, but it's big enough. It's the one coming up in Reno, Nevada.
Oh.
It's known as a SNAFU. That's abbreviated as Sierra Nevada Anime Fans United.
I've never heard of that one, but Reno's a fun town. Where do they have that up there?
They have it at the Grand Sierra Hotel.
Oh, okay. So they do use some of the hotel space up there. That's the one that used to be the Hilton years ago, right? That they converted.
I believe so.
I think it was.
I believe so, yeah.
It's a beautiful place.
I think it's been going on for about 4 years now.
Nice.
Yeah.
3 to 4 years now.
What
That's
weekend
right.
is that? I might have to go up there and check it out. If I don't have
That's
a
the
conflict.
second to last weekend of October. I think that's 25th, 26th, and 27th. Actually, 24, 25, 26. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I may be tied down with rehearsals for a performance I got going on, but that still sounds like it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. I won't say most of our group, but some of our group will be there since some can't really attend. But we'll pretty much bring our armory with us of games and unite it with our Nevada friends and people who also staff our other cons because they're some of them are put their effort into staffing and are part chair to this as well because some of them helped start this convention at Reno.
Nice. That's always that's neat. Have you guys kind of been at the ground level of a convention like that and really kind of seen it grow over the years? Well, I guess Gamer X, we talked about last time you guys were here. It might be an example. Are there a lot of cons you guys are kind of following since the first year that have really grown?
Yeah, SNAFCon we saw grow from the ground up.
Yeah, SNAFCon.
There's one called KrakenCon, which I got invited to, but I'm not sure if I'm able to go. But I'll keep in taps for it. I think KrakenCon's is in Oakland.
Okay.
I believe it's first or second week of October.
Wow, all these cons I've never even heard of. That's awesome though.
I know YaoiCon is this weekend, but we aren't able to make it.
Oh, you guys aren't doing YaoiCon.
Because we're not doing YahwehCon because one, it's under new ownership.
Oh.
Because YahwehCon in 2011 got purchased by a manga company.
I didn't know that.
And then whatever direction they have, if they want game room, that's fine. If not, then unfortunately they haven't made the decision to put a game room in there at the moment.
Oh. I've never been to YahwehCon, but I have heard that what happens at YahwehCon stays at YahwehCon. I have heard that much. So
It is quite an experience. And when it was under the original ownership back in the day, when it was in, San Mateo and around the Bay Area, around San Francisco-ish?
San Mateo and San Francisco is the only one.
San Mateo and San Francisco. And when we first got in there, it was quite an experience, definitely.
Yeah,
and I was like, they have a game room? I said, "Oh, a game room. I get it." But it was actually quite amazing. Really nice people there. Nothing practically went wrong. It was good vibes over there, definitely.
Good, awesome. Last week we spent a little bit of time celebrating the 15th anniversary of the U.S. launch of the Dreamcast. And since you guys do a lot with classic games, I know you got something to say about the Dreamcast. What are some Dreamcast memories that you see living on today in the game room? What are some Dreamcast things that still live on today in the game room?
A favorite would be definitely Power Stone. Power Stone 2, to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
And
what? Oh my gosh, you have the Dreamcast boot up noise on your phone.
Yeah, it's what I do for my email.
That's awesome.
Towards that, what else did he have? Choo Choo Rocket.
Mm-hmm.
Very underrated Sonic Team game. Oh, my
Sure.
Lord. When I first played that thing is on steroids, but it's fun steroids. Not in that sense, but in the sense of gaming, that is. It's so ridiculously fun that all you have to do is just fill up your rockets full of mice, and there's so many things that change the game around and flip you around. It's so chaotic, but it's chaotic fun.
Yeah. Choo Choo Rocket, I want to say they've released that for like iPad and all that stuff too, so at least there's a way to experience it if you don't have a Dreamcast to hook up.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see, other things such as I remember Cannon Spike. Cannon Spike was pretty popular for a while. Definitely, and I actually kind of when I first found out about that game, I'm like, wow, there's Cammy in here and Mega Man, and they're just pretty much a third, like bird's eye view shooter game that goes around and it's just constantly shooting and going through the entire level. It's actually quite amazing. Any other ones?
Let's see. Good ones. Soul Calibur, like the original Soul Calibur for the Dreamcast.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big one at the time. Sonic Adventure 2, because it's still the newer generation, like the Sonic Adventure, for those who did not grow up on the 2D Sonics. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, because people still prefer that as the machine, the console to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
I bet.
Because I believe people are saying that if you play it on any other console, there's lag.
Yeah.
Not to mention, of course, the Dreamcast is based off the Naomi board, which is Marvel vs. Capcom 2, the arcade was based off of.
Right.
Also another game, Jet Set Radio.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was another favorite right there.
You know what? Okay, if you guys have a Planet Harriers, I would be at every event ever.
Well, they'll have to find one.
Planet Harriers never had a home release. Is almost impossible to emulate.
Wow.
So, I mean, you can emulate it. People have. I couldn't get it working. So, Planet Harriers.
So going to our chat room over at live.vognetwork.com, it sounds like Diego is not the only one who has made the Dreamcast boot up noise a way of life. ActDef says, I used to have the Dreamcast starting sound on my phone too. And let's see, Fifth Dream says, I made my Windows PC boot up sound the Dreamcast boot up sound.
Definitely. I mean, it was thinking, and I want to say it's still thinking now because people still use we bring that back in our game room at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, we still have those things. And Dreamcast, I want to say, was a great system. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I wasn't there to pay for the full price, and I kind of feel sorry for those who stood in line. I had a roommate who stood in line at Florida Mall here in Sacramento to actually do that.
Which is now a Walmart.
Yes. They still have the Sears, though, the original Sears.
I didn't realize.
It still stands, every brick.
Oh, wow. That was I think the Florida Mall was the first place I ever played Pump It Up. And that was probably the last time you ever caught me at Florida Mall.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, the
Anyway.
tilt.
All right, the tilt. Local drama here in Sacramento, California, where our lovely show is based.
Skies of Arcadia. I almost forgot about that.
Oh my gosh! All right, well, good memories. It's great to see that through these game rooms that you guys do, and you can still celebrate all those classic games. And I'm sure until the end of time, there will always be a Dreamcast, so somebody can play MVC2.
Actually, we still do it because our most common game in the game with the Dreamcast is actually Typing of the Dead.
Of course. Oh my God.
Yeah, that game is amazing. My goodness.
Yeah, I was excited when they brought back they put a version of it on PC not that long ago, where they have like a newer version of Typing of the Dead.
I don't know what's more amazing, watching the actual footage of the game or just watching people just like have their faces change as they type the words out almost fiercely or something.
Right.
Like they really get into the game as they type those words out.
Well, and then sometimes the words get really awkward, and
do.
so then like your face is kind of like, what?
Right, and as their hands are moving as well, they're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is happening.
I can't believe I'm typing these naughty things. All right. What is this game forcing me to do? All right. Well, look, we could reminisce about the Dreamcast all night long, but we're going to get into some rapid-fire news and talk about quickly what else is going on in the gaming world. And you guys, please feel free to pipe up if there's anything you want to comment on as we move on throughout the rest of the show. So let's start off with some rapid-fire news. Loki.
So this is kind of strange. They're kind of going the route of, was it the Disney Infinity with Little Big Planet. They're re-releasing the Vita version of Little Big Planet, but they're dubbing it the Little Big Planet PlayStation Vita Marvel Superhero Edition because the version of Little Big Planet that they're releasing is going to also include all the content of the original release as well as a host of Marvel Comics characters and skins and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of cool. And that's going to be coming out on... looks like around November 18th, November 19th.
Is that the same time that the Little Big Planet 3 comes out in PlayStation 4?
Little Big Planet 3 is actually coming out in 2 weeks.
Oh,
All right.
wow.
I'm sorry. No, not Little Big Planet 3. I'm sorry. Little Big Planet 3, yeah, actually that is around the exact same time. So that'll be right. It's probably the same date, actually. That'll be coming out. No, I'm sorry. I was thinking Disney Infinity for some reason. Disney Infinity is in 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
But, yeah. This is kind of cool. The next Final Fantasy spinoff they're saying is going to be a text input battle RPG. So typing of the Final Fantasy, I guess. It's Final Fantasy Worldwide Words.
HEAL space PLZ. Enter. HEAL space PLZ. Enter.
No. That was Ragnarok Online or Port Pront.
Oh, sorry. CURE space PLZ.
Port GH. Port GH.
Yeah, so apparently in order to defeat enemies in the game, you can cast spells and stuff like that, but it requires you to type in words. So,
Could two things I love be blended together any better? Like Final Fantasy and Typing of the Dead? That sounds amazing.
It will be out on the Japanese Android, I guess.
Android?
September 16th. An iOS version is supposed to be released soon.
What if the bonus rounds, though, force people to type with proper grammar? I think I would need new underwear.
For the final boss, you must properly use your, and your.
Or there, and there.
And last but not least, the date has finally been confirmed for Grand Theft Auto 4 or 5 on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. November 18th in North America, and then the PC version is coming out on the 27th of January. They were talking about some of the new additions to the game. Of course, new weapons, vehicles, activities, more wildlife. They even had like an orca whale in there, and cats. Yes. Cats are in there.
Which, by the way, when Loki and I were tweeting each other this week, I think the cat thing might have sold me on this. Just to be clear.
So, new foliage system and enhanced damage and weather effects. And then, of course, 100 new songs added to the radio and 30 players in online.
Jeez.
At a time instead of 16. So that's pretty
so
awesome.
Loki,
and you'll be able to transfer your
Loki might buy himself like a PlayStation 4 as a I just got laid off present. And
I don't think the wife's going to let me do that. I would
bummer.
like to do that, but I don't think the wife's going to let me do that.
Bummer.
Yeah.
All right, get that game done. Sell it. $50 a pop. All right. Let's see. Checking out some other quick news here. I'm surprised Loki doesn't have a lot to say about this, or maybe he does. I don't know. But apparently there's an Earth Defense Force cross Oni-Chambara crossover.
What?
Okay, hold on. Before y'all get too excited, this is a Japanese retailer-specific pre-order bonus for a pale wing costume in Oni-Chambara Z2 Chaos.
That went from interest high to interest. Okay.
Jonas, you sounded like a big fan over there. Earth Defense Force Cross Oni Chambara, are you here for that?
I don't know if I can comment on this.
No comment. No comment. No comment for the Teabaggers. All right. Ultimate NES Remix, because NES Remix on the Wii U was not enough. They're going to bring it to the 3DS as well. So Ultimate NES Remix not only will offer, the similar types of things that you saw on the Wii U versions, but obviously they have to give something new to make you want to buy it all over again. And that will be a full version of Speed Mario Brothers. It's a very fast version of the original Super Mario Brothers. So yeah, there you go. Mario's fast. The music is fast. You're going to speed run this shit whether you want to or not. That's what's going to happen in Ultimate NES Remix with that. And lastly, speaking of Nintendo products, if you are a Wii U Deluxe owner, don't forget you are getting 10% back from any e-purchase shop you make. Meaning if you buy virtual console games, which I might be a sucker for those, and I bought a lot of those. But also if you got your free game with Mario Kart 8, that was an eShop game. So if you have a Wii U Deluxe, you probably have like a $5 card sitting in your account right now. Don't forget, this promotion ends December 2014, and you will have until March 2015 to spend those points. So this is just a friendly reminder circulating the blogs. Check that balance, and because you would probably kick yourself if you missed out on some free games. So
Interesting. I didn't get my free $5.
make sure you log in and you connect everything on the Nintendo site. I've done it before. I've gotten like $10 or $15 worth of cards, which says a lot about how much fucking shit I bought on the Nintendo Wii U.
Because I recently went to the eShop just to buy the new DLCs for Mario Kart 8. I didn't see any new transactions. I got the free game. I got the free Pikmin 3 that was part of that bundle.
You're not going to see it in the store. You have to go to a website where you then redeem for the codes that you put in the store.
Okay, I have to check that out.
Yeah, check that out. It's what the hell's the website?
Or just send me a message.
Let me see if I can remember where the website is. I think it's like Nintendo.net/deluxe, or it's like deluxe.nintendo or something like that. So
Nintendo.com.
Yeah, somebody in chat will help us out here over at live.vognetwork.com. Okay. While we wait for that, though, let's go to the next story from Dark Sakura.
Next story or stories?
Stories.
Stuff.
First, ActDeft. ddp.nintendo.com. Thank you. DDP.
Dang it, ActDeft. Stop interrupting my shit.
Well, hey, it was for free shit. I'm sorry,
Okay.
Dark Sakura. Are you going to give us free shit tonight?
I haven't been to Gym Boys.
DDP.
As opposed, just think, it's not TTP that we talk about on the show sometimes, it's DDP.
So, Ubisoft confirmed that Watch Dogs Wii U will be out November 18th. Good for all of those people who are getting it. Also, it will be out in Europe on November 21st. Sorry, guys, you've got to wait.
Are they doing anything extra in this version, or is it like just a straight-up port?
I think it's port.
Boy, it's another game that's been out forever coming out on the Wii U. This is sure to not
Why
fail
should
at all.
anyone have... Oh, I'm sorry, mister. I just bought Mass Effect 3 for Wii U.
Yeah, and then you all called me crazy, so clearly I'm the exception to the rule. I'm not going to buy Watch Dogs on 5 different systems. I didn't like it that much. Jeez.
Rob.
What?
Hearts. So how about some Octodad? It's also going to be on the Wii U. Well, at least they're thinking about it. The developers, Young Horses, are saying that they're in the deciding process, meaning deciding process? Why call it deciding process? You're just deciding. When you have...
With these big companies, it can be a process.
When you're done, you have decided. You have a decision. Process my ass. It's like boarding process. You're not boarding process, you're just boarding. Now they're just deciding. I'm sorry, George Carlin said it best. Anyway. They said, this is the quote, "We're not working on whether or not we want to bring the game to Wii U. It's not a no, but it's also not a yes. Trust us, we'll be quite loud about it if we do decide to happen to do the port. Sorry for the non-answer, but that's all we've got right now. So sorry, not sorry." And he put a smiley face after it, too. So this is pretty good. The TIGA basically has a proposal calling on the British government to create a new creative content fund for video games to the tune of £3 million annually, which is about $4.9 million. They finalized the tax breaks for video game production so that companies can basically have their games pass a cultural test. So looks like we've got a lot of big stuff going on with that too. They're saying basically that the CCF could recoup investments from game sales once a developer has generated a certain amount of revenue.
So it has to pass a cultural test?
Yes.
So if somebody decides to make some of the OLR dream games, such as Puzzle Sluts, that's probably not going to pass the cultural sensitivity
I think
test,
it's like
will it?
the cultural thing, like along the lines they say, is this porn? Does it have cultural significance?
I see.
They could be sluts and not naked.
That's right. It's true.
All of those guys are sluts.
Which guys? Just everybody in general? Everybody's a slut?
For every woman that sleeps around, every man that sleeps around is a slut as well.
Yeah. That's fair.
Not a player.
What's that have to
A slut.
What's that have to do with puzzles? Moving on. Let's get to the Fugle question of the week. Yes. The Seg in our chat room says, I should think about making puzzle sluts. Yes. We have a wiki that has all the OLR dream games on it.
We need though, if they're going to be puzzle sluts, there must also be man sluts in it.
No, we talked about that a long time ago when we first proposed the game. It would be equal opportunity slutting.
And I want alien sluts.
They're gay sluts, straight sluts, every kind of sluts, just not like
Turian sluts.
Weird shit like dead people sluts.
Ew.
That's
The slut machine?
shit. Yeah.
Pigeon sluts.
All right. And most importantly, consensual sluts.
Pigeon sluts.
Yes, pigeon sluts are fine. That's unlocked.
Okay.
All right. Anyhow.
That's DLC. Pigeon sluts.
I do want to point out, though, remember, an OLR Dream game did become a reality. I'll give this a cheap plug.
We
if
have
anybody...
Bungie ferret tossing.
Yeah, that's right. Bungie ferret tossing on the Xbox 360. That is it's a fucking real thing. The
Yes.
game, show to game. Bungie ferret tossing. You should consider taking that to the next game room. Just say it'll be a big hit. Bungie ferret tossing on the Xbox 360.
Yeah, we already did something with like Food Ninja, and people actually got a hype on that at the conventions.
Right?
They just went hysterical on that thing. They just loved it, and they were screaming at the top of their lungs just because someone sliced like 5 watermelons and a banana at the same time.
I could do that in real life.
Act Def said Puzzle Sluts 2 Super Slut Edition.
All right.
I want Super Puzzle Sluts DX for matching service.
All right, look, we've got our Fugle question. The Fugle music's still playing, and here we are talking about sluts. All right, let's get to the Fugle question of the week. We take our Facebook and our Google Plus communities, and we ask a question of the communities, and we read some of our favorite answers. By the way, I just want to... Well, hold on. Stop the happy music for a minute. Fucking Facebook. Okay, so Facebook. Today, after staring for months and months and months of this thing on our page at facebook.com/orangeloungeradio that says, you should finally put a fucking cover image on your page. So I finally clicked the button and I'm like, gee, I have this old promo shot from like 2007. So I put it on our Facebook page, right? Because we haven't taken promo shots since like 2007. Because look how much hair I have here. But anyway... So
That was still when my hair was hot pink.
you guys look the same. But anyway,
I don't look the same.
The thing is, though, I put up that picture as the cover photo on Facebook, and you can see how many times something has been viewed. And the cover picture, Facebook has shown to more people than the Fugle question of the week got seen this week. So that'll teach me to listen to Facebook when it says to update things.
I thought it was going to say, hey, you should update your Facebook cover image or something like that, like right after you put it up there.
Yeah, right.
Hey, it's been up there for a little
Just
bit.
leave it to me. I'll make one.
Like it knew. Like, isn't this your Justin TV image from back in the day? And it's like, how
Don't
did you
worry,
fucking know that?
Mama will fix it.
All right. Yes. This image on our Facebook was for the Justin TV channel, just to give you how old that is. Anyway. Back to the happy music. Fugle question of the week. It's about the Sega story, the Dark Soccer I talked about earlier. It is Sega dealing with rudities on their site. So we asked our readers and listeners, how much do you believe a gaming site should regulate the comments of their readers? Should everyone get to have a say, even when that is what's said is nasty? Or should everything be approved by a moderator before it's visible for all to see, or something in between? So, let's start with some of our Facebook answers here. Fifth Dream says, even negative comments can be made without calling names, cursing like crazy, or being snotty and rude. I think most sites should have a 3 strikes policy. Be a jerk a few times and you get banned. Guillermo R. replied and said, I think every site should be moderated against trolling and harassment. Not go as far as having to approve every comment, but definitely have a big ban hammer for people that don't know how to play nice. I applaud Sega for their stance. Andy R. says, I'm fine with moderation in places like that, especially seeing as these communities often contain younger children. Gaming needs to be more welcoming these days, not less. Duchalk, I hope I said that right, says, I feel like whichever approach you take, it needs to be consistent. There will always be trolls, but you need to set and reinforce expectations. That is the exact same thing that Super Nanny says. Set and reinforce expectations. I didn't mean to make her a theme tonight, but I'm just saying. I watched a lot of Super Nanny when that was on. All right, Degenerate Johnny says, I'm all for free speech on company websites, but only if it's used in a constructive and or mature manner. People who use their anonymity to post unintelligent and destructive comments should be subject to moderators and or removal of said comment. Kyoke replies and says, in a world where so many people enjoy being rude and troll everyone simply because they are hidden behind the anonymity of the internet, sites should moderate and approve comments, even if it's just to stop people from getting their enjoyment that way. And lastly, Morning Wolf says, some moderation is in order, but as someone who moderates a set of fora, is that the plural for forums? A fora? I've never heard that before. I don't know, but anyway.
I thought the plural of forum was
forums. Yeah, right.
Forum.
Set of forums. Oh well, whatever. So
I just researched this.
As who moderates a set of fora. What if it's multiple forums, though? Anyway, forget it. All right, a set of fora. I'm interested to know how... That could just be autocorrect for all I know. I'm interested to know how they'll define inappropriate and personal attack. Too many people see criticism of any kind as personal. A very interesting comment from someone who has a little more experience with this, and that is, this might all sound fine and good, but where exactly are they drawing the line?
Okay.
Yes,
the plural of forum is forums. The plural fora, as in the original Latin, is chiefly used when talking about a public square in an ancient Roman city. So therefore, for the internet sense, forums is correct. Fora only refers to the physical location of a public forum.
Interesting. Well, I still think that was a teaching moment here on OLR, so there you go.
The more you know.
Solved by the resident grammar nerd.
All right. Anyway, going over to Google Plus in our Foogle, which is a completely made-up word. Is that in the dictionary? All right. Redtertainment saying, not long ago, Jezebel, as well as other sites across the Gawker network, changed the way they handle comments in order to address what they perceived as a growing and pervasive problem against their commenters. If such a problem exists, the people who run any website should be able to take steps to address the problem, and if that includes requiring moderator approval for comments, so be it. Sure, we'd like to be free to say what we want in response to an article with nothing to act as a hindrance, but as we all know, the anonymity of the internet has led to a high population of unrepentant jackasses online. It's going to be my next rock band, Unrepentant Jackasses. The problems those jackasses cause cannot be ignored and must be addressed, even if it causes problems among those who do not engage in such jackassery. Is that a fair use of the word jackassery?
Yes, jackassery.
All right. ActDef says, I think that encouraging discussion should be allowed, but when things get out of hand, a moderator should definitely step in. Not sure if I totally approve of screened messages, but it's their sites. They can handle it how they please. I'm not sure if this is Brozyme or Brozame, and I've probably asked this like a million times before. I'm going to think it's Brozame.
I think you said it was Brozyme.
Didn't it? All right. Well, it's one of the two. Replies and says, it unfortunately needs to stay the way it is. Human moderators can be paid to take down unwanted opinions and can't possibly work fast enough to keep up on popular pages. Inhuman moderation has the problem of misfiring like copyright claims on YouTube, so that could potentially be worse as well. That's a very good point. Don't let a fucking robot moderate your forum. Ronnie B, last but not least, on Google says, I think it's okay to censor personal attacks at least. In general, people should treat others how they would want to be treated. Companies should also be expected to allow respectable criticisms as feedback from their consumers, perhaps to better their product. I like ending on that comment because it reinforces the golden rule which nobody follows on the internet these days. Treat people like you would want to be treated. Dang it. I just open it up to comment in the room. What do you guys think is appropriate?
I'd say treat people better than you would like to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, freedom of speech, at least in the United States, only applies to speaking about the government in approved forums. Therefore, a private organization can limit the speech of whoever is using their services. If it is a public forum, like for example, they couldn't, Sega can't go on Twitter. Twitter could regulate that speech, but Sega could not.
Well, and Twitter also, since you brought that up, they kind of need to do a better job of it too, because there's a lot of real nasty shit on Twitter. And I know Twitter does have a report abuse feature, but it's not working.
It's also being abused too, by the way.
Yeah. So Twitter kind of needs to fix their shit. And I love Twitter. I've embraced that since the beginning. I think it's very smart where, you basically make people speak in text messages, which I know doesn't sound smart, but it's been a great concept. But Twitter really, really needs some type of overhaul in regards to some of their policies.
You know what Twitter needs?
A mother.
No, a button. A button simply called expose.
I could see some people using that for naughty purposes. What does the expose button do?
Reveals their identity for a solid hour.
But then we go back to the whole not everybody should necessarily have to have their identity.
Did you hear, though, about the it was a paper printed, I want to say, in one of the big psychological publications, talking about, it was between a couple psychologists and a few sociologists who actually revealed that by classic definition, people who go behind anonymous names and tell people to kill themselves or do hate like that are criminally insane. They are labeled as true sociopaths, that given the chance for them to go around and cause harm to people physically in real life and remain anonymous, they would most likely do it.
And that's the kind of shit that Twitter needs to, we need to be able to respond faster to that. But anyway.
Those are the kind of people I wish wouldn't breed.
All right. All right, well, if there's no other comments on that, let's move in back to
I do have one comment.
Sure, please, Jonas.
With the way Sega's moderation thing, will it be similar to the way that, me versus moderating things, or just...
No, it just sounds like the Sega's going to be pretty swiftly acting against people that attack people. Not, you can go on there and say, all of Sonic's friends are shitty. That you can say that because it's not real people, but when they say things like, let's say they post one of the developers at Sega, hard at work, and somebody's going to go, wow, he looks like a fugly slut, then that's not okay because that's a real person. So Sega's going to taking a stance against, moderate, or taking a stance where they're going to moderate that shit, and we ban you for a very long time. All right. Let's get back into some news, and we'll get to the mailbag and your calls very soon. 1-877-GAME-OLR, or a username on Skype, Orange Lounge Radio. Loki.
So there's a rumor now that Microsoft is testing the ability to stream Xbox games to a browser. So that's kind of neat. According to, I guess, a tech blog, NeoWin, they're saying that they're currently testing the ability to play Xbox games via the web browser. I guess that would be for use on I don't know, their tablets and stuff or whatever. Or hey, maybe even the Xbox One, since it does have Internet Explorer built into it. But apparently it's saying Xbox 360 titles, the 360 dashboard will both run in browser, and with the games outputting at about 60 frames per second. I'll believe that when I see it. But I guess if it's possible to do something similar with similar technologies that they have right now at Sony, cool. I hope that's the case because I'd love to play my Xbox 360 games from work.
So this could be a very different kind of streaming thing than what maybe Sony's doing. Obviously there's PlayStation Now they're trying to build into everything, but that would be very interesting because Microsoft would have the capability to kind of build that into Windows. In a way,
yeah,
and through their browser, it would be a very.
That would be cool, even with just laptops. that would get me to use Internet Explorer specifically for that. But that's, it's a small win, I guess.
Yeah. Interesting.
But think about how much better that would be if they spent $2.5 billion investing in that technology and not buying Minecraft.
The Seg in our chat room says, and all on Silverlight. Oh, you better believe it. You'll have to have that installed in order to do it.
Whatever. I already have it installed for God knows what other websites I have to visit with their stupid Silverlight in there.
Maybe they could just bring 1 versus 100 back as
Just
a browser
do
game?
HTML5 or something. I mean, I thought that was the whole thing with, or was all that like crap with Internet Explorer, was it on 10 now or something, was like, because remember they had it where you can run games directly from the browser and stuff, like specific IE pages or something. Is that all running on Silverlight, or was that HTML5? I can't remember which that was.
I think it's if you're using Internet Explorer on the Xbox and stuff I don't think it has Silverlight, but I think it will do HTML5. I think. Don't quote me on that though. It's not like I browse the internet from my Xbox very often. All right, well, let's move on.
If it does support HTML5, and let's say just hypothetically that it was using that, could I stream a Xbox 360 game to my 3DS, or, I'm sorry, new 3DS? That'd be pretty cool.
All right, moving on. Speaking of Xbox One, the console was released in Japan. I don't know if you guys heard, but the console did release in Japan, and I'm not sure a lot of people in Japan actually heard the Xbox One was launching there either, or they didn't care, because the sales figures are in, and in 4 days in Japan of the console launch, 23,562 units were sold. That's kind of low, just so you guys know. That is way less than what the Xbox 360 sold in the region when it first went on sale there, which was 60,000 units in 2 days. The original Xbox was 123,000 units in 3 days back in 2002. So the Xbox One sold like a sixth of that. The best-selling game on the system in Japan, Titanfall, which was bundled with the console, apparently. I didn't know that they sold like a Titanfall bundle over there, but there you go. Kinect Sports Rivals sold just over 14K copies. Dead Rising 3, 7,330 units. Just to compare this, ActDef says kind of low. Those are almost rock bottom. Yeah, to put this in perspective, Xbox One sold 23,500 units in Japan, right? The Wii U sold 308,000 units in 2 days. The PlayStation 4, 322,000 units in 2 days. So Xbox One kind of went over like a poop in Japan. But this surprises nobody, I think.
It was a very weak fart.
Microsoft...
They didn't do much.
Microsoft's not exactly trying to get Japan at this point.
If they want the games for Japan, just release the sequel to Galgun for the Xbox One.
Or
no, but seriously,
Lost Odyssey, for fuck's sake.
They didn't they didn't honestly do anything. Like there was we're kind of waiting to see what they were going to announce that was going to be kind of like, ooh, this is the must-have thing for the Xbox One in Japan. But
there's that one thing from Platinum Games they alluded to at E3, the one trailer they had.
Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah. And there was really nothing besides a concept thing.
They announced the new Monster Hunter game on Xbox One. Maybe then.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that might get people a little more excited. SSG 100 Matt says, those are the type of numbers you cross your legs in pain to. Wow.
Those are the type of numbers that a good independent app on just a random app out there might sell. A good one.
Well, there you go. So apparently Microsoft is not really going to try to push the Xbox One in Japan any further, at least not that we're seeing. I mean, I don't know. Tokyo Game Show's coming up. Anything's possible, but not really expecting anything huge. But, hey, to be pleasantly surprised would be great. Like, if they come out and say, Lost Odyssey sequel, I'm going to be like, God damn it, because now I'm going to have to buy an Xbox One.
Wait, speaking of that, whatever happened to Miss Walker?
That is a good question. This came up on a previous show. They were making 3DS games. The last thing I remember them doing was Last Remnant on the Wii, which was a very late
You mean Last Story or Last...
Last Remnant
Sorry,
was...
Last Story. Yeah, thank you. Last Story, not Last Remnant. Thank you.
I was going to say Last Remnant. That was on PS2
yeah, that was
PC.
that was a...
Shit, I have that in my Steam library, and I haven't even played it yet.
That was Square's first Unreal game, I think.
Yes, it was.
Let's see. Other games by Mistwalker. Terra Battle is Android and iOS, and that is
That's
out.
a terrible name for Terra Battle. I mean, it's Terra Battle. I mean, it sounds like terrible.
But that's an Android and iOS game. The last console game they made was The Last Story on the Nintendo Wii, and before that was Blue Dragon on the Nintendo DS, the Awakened Shadow. So things have been kind of quiet on the Mistwalker front. I think they're still going. I don't think they have folded, but they must be focusing. Yeah, their website's still up and going. Yeah, they've got a little thing for Terra Battle and party with Terra Battle's artists. And so I guess that's their big thing right now. A lot of stuff I see on here is about Terra Battle.
Is it Terra bad? Oh,
I don't know. I have not played it, so check it. Are you checking it out on your phone right now? Like maybe I'll download.
no,
this?
I'm sending Grandpa an email.
Oh, hi, Grandpa. All right. Well, Dark Soccer, you might have to put a break in your email here and do the next story.
Well, this is actually really, really awesome stuff. The 2014 Women in Games Hall of Fame inductees have been announced. We have King.com's I'm going to mispronounce her name, Katharina Lavers Mallet, and Marie Claire Aseman from the Norwich University of Arts are the latest inductees that were included. This basically was put in to effect in 2011, sponsored by EA, and it's part of the European Women in Games conference that took place yesterday. So they're definitely giving some more recognition to some very deserving ladies.
Is there actually, I don't know if you know this, but is there actually like a physical Hall of Fame, or is this more in a spiritual thing as part of this convention?
I don't know if it's a spiritual thing or not. I would think that it is.
Yeah.
But you can get more information at womeningamesjobs.com.
Just, it made me think about at the Sony Metreon back when it was, the big place to be for PlayStation. They started like a gaming walk of fame there, and they were trying to make it like, it was supposed to be like the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but it would be in San Francisco, and then it, like 2 years later is when the PlayStation Store closed and all that stuff. I don't even know if it's still there, the Walk of Fame. I doubt it. The gaming Walk of Fame. I don't know. But anyway, sorry. You talking about not to hijack your story, Dark, it just kind of made me think like, I wonder if it's maybe like a physical place I can go and learn more. But a lot of times these things are kind of more spiritual.
Don't think so much. Yeah, but go check out the site.
Okay,
learn more.
Sounds good.
We need more. I would say women, not just in the development arena, but definitely in the reporting and the coverage, analysis, the business behind it, without having someone wiggle their finger at them and accuse them of doing things. Get a little bit more respect, guys.
All right. Loki.
All right.
Oh, sorry. The SEG has a report. Sorry, Loki. The SEG has a report. Oh, man, the Walk of Game. No, it's now a Target. All of Target. Oh, there it is. So the Walk of Game is now women's lingerie department.
I thought that I read that they were going to bring that to like a convention or something like that. Like they were
maybe
doing something with that or something.
Maybe.
I don't know. Because that confused me. I'm like, how do you move that?
Well, you move the slabs somewhere. You don't have to have the whole sidewalk moved. Anyways, moving on.
So, Oculus Rift. Apparently, the Oculus Rift consumer version will be out by summer 2015. Cool. And price somewhere between $200 and $400. They're saying it's also going to have a high resolution and a 90 hertz or higher refresh rate. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what comes of that and what they're going to do with it once it actually launches.
Next year is going to be a big VR year because I bet Morpheus will be what we're going to talk about for PlayStation 4 Holiday as well. So this is going to be very curious to see what the pricing looks like on those and, what the games are looking like, and very, very interesting. So...
And I fully anticipate a Virtual Boy 2 coming up from Nintendo. Because, and with the same type of graphics, too, because you know how Nintendo just doesn't quite get it right away. Like, so it's going to be,
Well, to be fair, the 3DS was kind of ahead of the time a little bit. Yeah. I mean, 3DS gaming kind of came and went, but now it's kind of a thing again with all this Oculus stuff. I mean, it's different, but... Diego, comment?
I remember when Game Gear was ahead of its time. That thing lit up the entire room, like that light.
Yeah, and it also like single-handedly kept Energizer and Duracell in business for all the batteries that thing ate through.
Yes, it did. It was like a power generator. You can probably light up the entire house.
I think the person that invented rechargeable batteries owned a Game Gear. I think that's the only plausible
There's
explanation.
got to be a better way.
There's got to be a better way.
Too much power.
Well, now it's just the Nintendo, was it their Wii remotes, I think, do that. Unless they improve that in the Wii Remote Plus, which I don't own one of those, but the original Wii remotes, man, they'll just nom on those batteries even while you're not using it.
That's Nintendo for you.
Well, speaking of all these VR things, we talked a little bit last week about the Samsung Gear VR that has the Oculus built into it, right? And it's going to be, one type of kind of baseline Oculus, if you will. Well, Harmonix is actually going to be creating a VR experience for the device. And I think this makes most of us in the room kind of perk up, because I know a lot of us are music game fans, and Harmonix does a very good job with their music games. So Harmonix Music VR, it's a music listening, dreamlike experience that uses the company's music analysis engine to generate VR world elements. It's a visualizer that you can basically be in with VR. That's kind of neat. A comment here from Steve Janiak, the CEO of Harmonix. Harmonix has always been interested in creating fundamentally new ways for people to interact with music. There's an incredible amount of potential for this with virtual reality, and Harmonix Music VR is just one way we can deliver on these types of innovative experiences. We can't wait to hear what people think about this new way to experience the music they love. That's totally like one-ups the Beats thing. That totally one-ups that. We'll see.
I think it'd be cool that if they brought their first-person shooter over. I think that would be
Chroma.
Chroma would be a good
Which
fit.
they kind of did. They kill it off, or did they? I mean, they.
It's just I was alpha, so they're still working on it. I
It's on
think.
hold for a little while.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll put frequency on this. Who knows? No, I guess they can't because the whole Sony tie-in. They
Maybe
can't.
on Morpheus.
Yeah. Or amplitude. No, it's not frequency. It's amplitude. They're bringing back. Same thing. Yeah, maybe they could put that on Morpheus. Who knows? All right, let's go to the mailbag. Every week, you guys email us, mailbag at participate at orangeloungeradio.com is the place to send us emails. Participate at orangeloungeradio.com is the place our mailbag is located, and Dark Soccer is going to dive in to the mailbag. And
It's all sticky.
And, I thought it was really empty when I looked. It was very dusty in
It
there.
was, and it's making me log in again, so hold on.
So Dark Soccer is going to get her can of compressed air.
And I'm going to
and
get some bleach.
Dusty out the mailbag there and read some of your emails. Or email, as the case may be.
Two
Two emails. There was only one when I looked earlier.
Well, that's what you get for only looking once. Hi, OLR. It's the Nasty Canasta. I just wanted to inform everyone about The Binding of Isaac Rebirth finally getting a release date. November 4th for Steam, PS4, and Vita. The date was announced through a trailer so surreal it was too hot for Steam. Seriously, it's about as weird as PT. If you can spare 90 seconds to watch and creep out your listeners at the same time, here's the link, which we're probably not going to
Yeah, I'm going to skip over that just because I don't know if it's an audio-visual thing. I'll have to check that out
Here's
later.
what I will do,
Google
though.
it, people.
I am copying the link and I will paste it in the chat room in a moment.
There you go.
Nicholas is being quite generous with the release of Rebirth. The game will be given away to PlayStation Plus subscribers, and if you own the original Isaac on Steam, you can take advantage of a 33% loyalty discount toward Rebirth before it's out. Have a great night, the Nasty Canasta. And I'm going to go post that link in the chat room real quick.
Sounds good. I don't have a whole lot else to say on this except, The Binding of Isaac's, it's a really weird game. Like, it's kind of scary, odd, disturbing.
And Smash TV like.
But, yeah, and you make the mistake of thinking it's Zelda when you first see the interface. But, yeah, it's way more like a Smash TV or a twin-stick shooter type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Makes me wish I had a way to hook up my twin sticks to it. I have Dreamcast twin sticks.
But I'll check out the expansion because it probably won't be very much because, Isaac was a very reasonably priced game. So, and showed up in all these humble bundles and things like that.
So it's the Binding of Isaac Rebirth. But, now that I think about it, though, if I have a way to hook up my Dreamcast keyboard to my computer, chances are I might be able to hook up my twin sticks to my computer.
Somebody's written a driver for it, I'm sure.
I have to play this with my twin sticks for Virtual On. Oh, my God, it must happen. Hey, OLR, it's Brozime. Which I'm going to stick with Brozime. As someone who recently got into the Persona game series and with the release of 2 new titles coming up, what do you guys think about the series? Please use punctuation. Have you... I'm going to restart this and imagine proper capitalization.
Imagine a world where people don't write emails
because
on their mobile phones.
I'm trying to phrase it properly and I can't. I'm phrasing it the way that it's written, so I have to stop.
Breathe in.
Okay. As someone who recently got into the Persona game series, and with the release of 2 titles coming up, what do you guys think about the series? ? Have you played any of the games and do you like them? I haven't played a single one. I have a lot of friends that are into them. I might play one. That's it.
Oh, I thought that was the email saying that. I'm
was
actually, yeah, I must admit, Persona's a series I kind of have missed out on. I haven't really played a lot of the games. I know, I think Shane's super into it, and I know other people out there too that are really into it. I haven't played an awful lot of it. My understanding is the last one was on the Vita, and I didn't really get into that.
I keep seeing
But I think
Persona
a bunch of
4
I know
really
a bunch
cheap.
like I know it was on PS2 and it was on PS3. I just for whatever reason I never got around to the series, you know.
I never really got into it, but I have a lot of friends that are into it who've been trying to get me hooked, and no.
How about our anime game room guys? You guys big on Persona at all? No? Blank stares, not really?
Not exactly, no. I'm not sure.
Mike Jonas, please.
Not really, though. We have shown Persona Persona 4 Arena, the fighting game, for one of the tournaments.
Ah, okay. There you go. All right. Yeah, sadly, you know what? We've kind of missed out on it too, but I'm keeping tabs on it. It's something I'll catch up on eventually.
And by the way, correcting your grammar is how I show love. Also, Rob, last week you said you've been playing Dragon's Crown on Vita.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Are you looking for anyone to play with?
Probably not on the Vita. I'm going to see if I can still grab it for free on the PlayStation 3. And as long, I don't know if there's like crossplay or whatever, but yeah, sure, I'd play that. I thought the game was pretty rad.
I've got the game on both PS3 and Vita and wouldn't mind an excuse to play more.
Well, there you go.
I'm down to play some more for Dragon's Crown.
Did you
Yes,
like
I own the game.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. It was nice. Good artwork.
Artwork.
Remember,
Oh, wait a minute.
grammar
I played for the
correction
game.
is love. I correct your grammar because I care.
I know.
That and it makes bad punctuation really makes emails hard to read.
All right. Well, there it is. Is that it for the emails tonight?
All 2 of them.
Participate at orangeloungeradio.com. Only if you're going to write from your mobile phone. Please take your time. All right.
It really is not that hard to switch over to using the period. Just saying.
All right, let's get to the FUs of the week, appropriately enough.
Oh, this is bad. Here is justice. Here is punishment. This is fucked up.
I don't know. FU to adjusting to my new schedule. It's not all that great working on Saturday, but I also don't mind having my weekdays off. And FU to situations on behalf of my friend who just lost her children.
Oh, no.
Had them taken from her.
Oh. That's... sorry, my mind went to, like, lost, but
No.
still, I mean, that's still
And
very unfortunate.
I'm not gonna, name names or anything. It's a private thing.
Sure, of course.
But I'm sending out my love to my friend because I think that it was a misguided and incorrect accusation that led to it.
Oh, boy.
So I am thinking very positive thoughts for her and her family.
Okay. Complicated. All right. Well, you know what, Jonas? I know you love the FU segments. Why don't you go next, buddy?
FU to those who keep posting misinformation and hashtagging important information and stuff, or like important news that post on Facebook or whatever. Again, people, if you want to educate people about your opinion, please get your sources right. I don't want to hear another Ferguson where people are posting videos that are like 1 year old or videos that actually that took place outside the state of where the locations are. It doesn't educate people, just adds more ignorance. Big
People love to be ignorant on Facebook.
or just in general though, because then it's
Yeah, but I
just in
see
general.
more of it on Facebook. Like the proportion of ignorance, like outside the computer, and what I see in Facebook, it's not the same. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyways, I don't want to deal with people getting angry over the wrong information. Anyways, another big fuck you to everyone spamming Smash codes. Advice: I have Smash codes. Here's the code: burger.
what?
Smash burger.
Oh God! So not everybody has that chain is gonna get the joke. Oh my God!
Let's see. Another FU to pretty much anybody who tries to just killjoy just any conversation whatsoever. It's like it could be the happiest, and people just completely killjoy with complaining and moaning and whining and bitching over.
Oh, like Debbie Downer. You seen that Saturday Night Live sketch, Debbie Downer?
I haven't seen it. I actually haven't
Oh,
seen
you got to
it.
look it up. It's hilarious.
But in general, it's like if people are that miserable, get some help. Just seriously, get some help.
All right, Jonas, I got to
That's
cut
enough,
you off.
that's enough,
It's a
I know.
3-hour show. All right, Loki.
F you to Microsoft and their stupid Windows Update auto restart. If you don't turn it off, and you get a nice 15-minute countdown, and that's basically saying, listen, you have 15 minutes to save your shit, and I'm just going to restart your computer. There's no way to like click that off. Like I'm in the middle of a podcast or something, and I need to not have that happen. So I had to actually jump in and stop the service from running twice, because the first time it decided, hey, I'm going to do it again. So that's really annoying, and they really should have a way to stop that from happening, because I don't need to be granny through Windows updates. In fact, the fact that they have as many updates for Windows anyways is just annoying. So I got to manually shut that off now.
Diego, you want to go?
Well, right now, actually, F you to my carrier right now, because Sprint likes to do what it wants to do. It seems to go on and off, and I don't know. I can never have a connection, and I do have a fast connection. And whenever I go to Fanime, which is another convention that we do, it seems to just completely shut down. I'm completely useless at that point, that I can't even talk to anyone. I might as well be dead.
It's amazing how much we rely on mobile phones too. Like that's just, I mean, we have to have that. You know?
Oh, right. And when you have so many people in the...
Especially conventions. Anyway.
Yeah, especially when you're in there and people are using all their phones at the same time, spamming up the air with all these waves. It's just crazy. Also, F you to some people at the con who just don't realize that they should take a shower.
Welcome to Confunk.
Especially just the sound or the motion of like just seeing sweaty bodies go around and not just having the correct personal hygiene, at least not even using the proper amount of soap for a proper amount of cleaning of itself. After that, it just gets into more nastier, creamy details.
Let me ask this, because you guys do the game room and stuff. Are there certain people where like after they touch the controllers and things, you like as soon as they turn around, you go Febreze? Tss, 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 tss. Like is that like a thing?
Controllers, it's like degreaser. I mean, sometimes
that pretty much becomes their new cologne if you think about it. I mean, after the whole incident with Jonas's Wii string, that looked like someone just... I'd be like, fuck you to the guy who pretty much flossed his ass with it.
Ah!
Sorry, that's a little too much there, but that's what happened. That's what it seems like it happened.
Wowie. All right, I'm cutting you off too. All right, let's see. My FU of the week. My FU of the week goes to the fact that I'm trying this lifestyle adjustment where I'm eating a little differently, which has been good because I've lost a whole 4 pounds this week. Yay!
Sorry about the candy corn. Not sorry.
Yeah, but I ate that bag of candy corn anyway. But also, as a result of this eating change that I'm clearly not doing very well on, I haven't had a taco all week. Like, F you to the lack of tacos in my life. It's depressing. And, like, Jamie had to go and say Jim Boys earlier. Ugh.
He's the one who brought it.
Jerk. All right. Anyhow, let's move on past the FUs of the week. Let's get to a few more stories for you guys, and then we're going to open up the Skype line at 1-877-GAME-OLR, our username on Skype, Orange Lounge Radio. But first, Loki.
If you have a PSP and no other system, you're going to be in trouble if you're in Europe or Asia, because you're going to lose access to the PlayStation Network starting tomorrow. Too bad. Better buy
I mean,
Vita.
right now, then probably.
Yeah. So yeah. So apparently, you know, of course, they halted the production of the PSP back in June of this year in Japan. Wow, that's been going that long, and I guess January for North America. But I don't know. Hopefully, most of you have like a PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4, and you can download stuff with that.
I was going to say, those of you that have a PSP Go are really fucked at this point, aren't you?
Oh, shit, yeah.
'Cause you can't even use discs. That's
wow, yeah.
That's life sucks for you. That's
I'm
too
surprised
bad.
we haven't seen that, like, you know, that headline, you know, on, I guess no one's realized it because everyone forgot about the PSP Go.
I didn't forget, Loki.
I didn't forget. Never forget.
Never forget.
I got overshadowed by PS Vita.
Yeah.
Completely.
My recommendation would be if you really, really want to use your PSP, then I guess get a Vita. I mean, you can transfer all your digital purchases over that way. And
Yep.
Shit, they've got to be coming down in price at some point soon since, you know, the PlayStation TV is going to be dirt cheap. So,
Right.
you know, or get a PlayStation TV if you play at home all the time.
There you go. All right, and lastly, kind of a sad note to end the show on, but you know, when there's a passing in the game community, we like to take a minute to acknowledge their contributions to the community, and this is really strange timing because I did this as a classic game of the week just a couple months ago. I don't remember the episode number off the top of my head, but it was a week that Dark Soccer wasn't here because, you know, when she's not here is when I, myself or Loki, end up doing the classic game of the week. And just a couple times ago, I picked Lode Runner. That's Lode Runner as the classic game of the week. 1983 was when this game came out, and the creator was a man named Douglas E. Smith, who unfortunately passed away this past week. So Tozai Games, who currently holds the license, which I'm sure is developing probably like mobile phone version, because, you know, they are still making Lode Runner, but, you know, just, even when Sierra was doing it, it just wasn't the same as the classic game, which was not only a platformer, run and use ladders and get the gold bars and everything, but it was also had a level editor, which at that time, you know, 1983 was practically unheard of in games to have like a full-on level editor. So very, very tragic to hear about this. Just a reminder, Lode Runner began being developed by Douglas Smith during his time at the University of Washington. The prototype was originally called Kong, and then the finished version was called Miner, but Broderbund finally distributed it as Lode Runner for the Apple II, the Atari 8-bit, the MSX, and the Commodore 64. Lode Runner Classic was released in 2012. That was on the Xbox Live and all that stuff, I believe, and had some features in the original version that Broderbund Software distributed. So rest in peace, Doug Smith, who passed away this week. Very sad to hear. Somebody made a level with his initials, D.E. Smith, I guess, is in memoriam type of thing. All right, that is going to do it for stories here, but that means the Skype line's open if you want to call and talk about anything we've discussed tonight. 1-877-GAME-OLR, or our username on Skype, Orange Lounge Radio, all one word. And some folks in chat reminiscing a bit about Lode Runner. SSJ100 Matt says, I've been kicked out of the computer lab in school because of Lode Runner many a time. We never played Lode Runner in the computer lab at school. The thing that we always played the shit out of was Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth and what was the other tank game before that? Like VGA Tank or something like that?
I don't remember.
Tank VGA. We need to live stream some Scorched Earth sometime. That would be
awesome.
Fucking fun, wouldn't it? Think we can still get the shareware version of that somewhere? I don't know. All right, well, the phones are lighting up, so let's get to it. Hi, you're on Orange Lounge Radio. Who's this?
Local residential convention whore DJ Ranma S.
Hey, Brahma, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about everybody in that studio?
We are doing fantastic.
Doing good. Hello, DJ Ramba S.
Better now that you're here.
Hello.
Awesome.
What's up, buddy?
All right, there's a couple of things I want to talk about, then I'm going to get the heck up on out of here. Now, you mentioned Con Funk earlier in the show.
I didn't mention it. Diego, our guest. That's Diego from the Big Anime Game Room.
Hi
brought
there.
that up.
Yeah, I sure did bring it up.
Diego understands the struggle because I've been doing anime cons for God knows how long, and if there's an arcade room with a DDR machine, you go in there early in the morning or late at night. Other than that, yeah, you're going to need to change your clothes when you get out of that game room.
Oh, you better believe it.
Yes. Because check this out. in a few weeks, New York Comic Con is going to be upon us, and everybody's going to be there, except for me because I got issues. But
Wait, I'm not going to be there. Do I have issues?
No, you're on the West Coast. You're exempt.
Okay, cool,
Thanks.
good. Phew.
I'm 45 minutes away from this convention, so.
And you're not going because you have issues.
Issues of the fact that I'm not losing a day's pay to stand in a line for 8 to 12 hours for a badge. And if you don't believe me, Google New York Comic Con badge lines. You'll see people standing in front of comic book shops for hours just to get badges.
I made a typo and I typed Anime Expo badge line and I got the same thing. Imagine that.
No, he's on the right track.
Actually, it's more or less the same damn thing.
No, this guy's on the right track. I concur because the same thing happened at Fanime. It was something called LineCon. That was 2013, hence the word 13, unlucky number right there. It was really bad.
Oh, no.
People were in line for 7 to 8 hours. They were just so mad. They were coming into our game, into the game room that we were running, and they were like, "So did I make it to this? So did I make it to that?" And I'm so sorry, but this just passed about an hour ago, and they were so pissed off that it created more tension and more sweaty bodies that made much more odor than there should be, and
Like
made
a fucking skunk.
exactly made my level.
Did
just
you
shoot-
get sprayed out of...
I think I drenched myself in an entire bottle of Febreze. If not, it was just a big bathtub of it. I just had to get out of that room after a while.
You know how they have those like spray bottles with water and like a fan on it?
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
put Febreze in there instead.
See, but
Yeah.
here's the thing. You can't do the Febreze because there are people that are actually literally allergic to some of those chemicals. You have a problem and a lawsuit on your hands.
That is true.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, the list of line cons. Anime Boston 2008.
I was there for that.
Oh, there you go.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. I was working the dealer's room, so I had no idea what was going on. So I came out there, and I was like, holy shit. Now, if you go to Anime Boston's forums for 2008, someone wrote a parody of Still Alive to Anime Boston Still in Line.
Well, it's okay if they sue you anyways. 'Cause you can always settle for just an extra hour in the ball pit, so it's okay.
Oh, yeah, my convention's getting a ball pit just for that, so.
Oh,
But
my
as
God.
you can see, we've kind of fell off the beaten path here. But here's the thing. There are a bunch of volunteers, and I salute them. They are handing out free deodorant at New York Comic Con that says New York Comic Con on it.
Sponsored by deodorant.
Yes.
As long as it's not Axe. Well, you
It's
have
not
enough smell of
it looks like it's
douchebag.
actually roll, the dry roll. Ain't no spray.
Wow.
And someone's going to be offended by this. And to that I say, well, that person must stink to holy high hell.
Oh yes, I had my fair share of smelly. Oh gosh, oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. It's just like just stand under some hot water at least, if nothing else. All right. Okay, well, geez, Rama, thank you for stinking up the show. I appreciate it.
Hey, I stunk it up in a positive way. At least I'm not as bad as some of those people who are selling Smash Brothers codes for $50 on eBay.
Oh no.
Now that stinks. All right.
It
All right.
does stink, but you know what? I would do it because not for nothing, like almost everybody here in the chat room and in the studio, we all got bills to pay.
That's right. We got bills to pay. We got, things to buy from the store like deodorant. All right. Take care, my friend.
Are you kidding me? Those people won't even think about buying that. They're too busy spending all their money in the dealer's room.
All right. I got to let you go, buddy, so we can get more calls.
All right.
All right. Later. Bye.
For the record, my husband uses Axe, so.
I do too, and you've never said anything about it.
You
so
just need the
know what?
GameCube and the.
It's the guys who bathe themselves in the spray.
I don't bathe myself in it.
That's
All right.
just gross.
All right, let's get to another call. Hi, you're on Orange Lounge Radio. Who's this?
Legend of Zaku here.
Hey, Zaku, how you doing?
Oh, not much. Just recovering from any possible jet lag incurred as a result of coming back from Tokyo after spending 10 days there the past couple of weeks.
Well, welcome back.
Okay,
I know.
Did anybody smell on the plane?
I mean, it was just like, all I know is that aside from a minor bout of motion sickness heading there from Vancouver, the flight back was a lot easier for me to sleep on.
I freaking love Vancouver, but we'll get into that another time. How was Tokyo? What'd you see there?
Pretty much the usual spiel of stuff, and not to mention all the arcades in and around the areas, even close to where we were staying. Since let's just say that in a nutshell, it's just vending machines, packed subway cars, fancy arcades, UFO catcher spoils. Case in point, one of these that I managed to win at the
What is that?
UFO catcher.
A model initial D car or something like that? A
No,
premium-
it's an actual RC.
Oh my god.
Yep, an actual RC car that I wanted the UFO catcher.
Wow, they give away some pretty nice stuff in those things. Now, how much did you have to burn to get that? All right, don't answer that.
It was only 100. It was on my first try, 100 yen.
Wow. All right. So tell us about, okay, so you've been big into arcades over here in the U.S., and you've kind of seen them rise and fall. What kind of struck you as different with the Japanese arcades versus U.S. arcades?
Holy hell. Just the fact that the rhythm gaming scene is still thriving there, and not to mention the fact that even other types of arcade games, like the Gundam Pod one, where you sit in like this huge pod-like cabinet where you open the door and you sit on a cockpit and you move like controls just to play around. And more importantly, 2DX machines are just like at least more than one in every single arcade. And it's all ordered, and you can smoke in the arcades.
What? Oh my
yes,
god, that can't be
there are
healthy.
smoking sections in the arcades in Tokyo.
That's like casino status.
I know.
Right
I was
there.
gonna say I haven't seen smoking
Yeah,
in the
it's
arcades.
exactly like
since-
casino status. Just the same thing with the pachinko parlors.
Oh yeah, the pachinko machines. That's right. I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, I tried, but it's like where I was staying at, it was really hard to understand how to actually put money to get the actual balls. I mean, I played it before in the past, but it was too much of a hassle, so I just like bailed and went to the nearest Adores, which is one of the chain of arcades there, aside from Taito Game Station or the Sega Club. So yeah, I was pretty much in and about all the major places, including but not limited to Akihabara.
Were you there
So,
for the
yeah.
Were you there for the Xbox One launch then?
I think I was there during that time, like the day of the launch. I was actually in Shinjuku. Me and my girlfriend were in Shinjuku in Big Camera, one of the big malls, one of the big chain stores there. And yes, there were like Xbox One folks handing out flyers. And it was just like, it was pretty depressing because there was only like one or two people playing demos in there. It was that bad. I mean, everything else like PS4s and whatnot were selling pretty well, especially the PS3 games that I managed to grab. Shit, it's all the way.
Wait, were you there for the launch of Smash Brothers then? Because that just launched on what, Friday? Were you?
No. I actually flew back on Friday. So I wasn't there. I was close. I was seeing those ads on the subways heading there. When I was out there, I was seeing all those subway ads for Smash Brothers all over the place. But no, it was by the time I left, it pretty much launched.
So you just.
But other than that, it's just the usual stuff: the Gundam statue, the Imperial Palace, Mount Fuji.
Oh, one of these days I need to get over there. Did you do like a touristy tour type of thing, or were you there visiting like somebody's relatives or?
No, we stayed in a hotel, but most of it was just me and my girl kicking around in the subways, except for the one day that we did like a tour up to the Ghibli Museum and then a full day tour to Mount Fuji, Hakone, the big area, the mountainous areas.
Oh, sounds like fun.
I know, it was, it was definitely fun, not to mention cheap food, cheap liquor, UFO catchers everywhere, convenience stores as far as the eye can see, vending machines, especially the same thing they use to get into the subway, you can use to get stuff from vending machines and UFO catchers. It's ridiculous. It makes New York look like Atlantic City.
Yeah, I heard you can get pretty crazy things in those UFO catchers.
Yeah, I mean, there were plenty of things. I mean, some of them are, like, the really good ones with the good prizes are kind of rigged. Like, there was one in Shinjuku that had, like, tablets and PS Vitas and 3DSs, but I knew they were rigged.
Well, Dave & Buster's rigs it, too. Come on.
But that depends on the actual chain. Like, most of them, the way you actually win at the UFO catchers, you have to play the foreigner stick. In other words, if an attendant sees you playing the UFO catchers and you try to, you do your best to try to get the prize out of the try to get the prize into the chute, and you fail, what they will do is they will try to reset the prize, but they will try to set it up so that way it's very easy for you to just grab it and push it into the chute. Because that in their minds, that pretty much that translates into word of mouth, because then you'll have a good experience, and then you'll tell your other friends that you won big at those UFO catchers, and thus
just like you
multiply.
told us and bragged about your little RC car that you got.
No, my girl made out with even more stuff. I was trying to get like the portable battery chargers and all the other like high-end items. But yeah, I think we spent like 100 or 200. We spent almost the equivalent of 150 to almost $200 on UFO catchers alone throughout the entire trip.
That sounds like Dar Soccer and crane machines back in the day. But anyway,
I didn't spend that much, and I got like 8 things out of that one at Walmart.
All right, Zaku, I gotta let you go because you're making me jealous more and more by the minute because I've never been to Japan. But take care, buddy. Glad you had a good time.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I definitely did.
All right, take care.
Yeah, like a bandit.
Bye. I want to go to Japan. Yeah.
So do I.
You never been either?
No,
Good, it's
never
not
been
just
there.
me.
Only in a dream.
Only in a dream. I don't know. The culture shock would be so hard, though. Like, I don't speak a lick of Japanese. I mean, you've heard me do Japanese release dates on the show. I don't speak a lick of it.
Oh, yeah, mine's horrible, too. It's just...
Like, if Akuma JP isn't there to help me out.
You won't have too hard of a time finding people who speak English.
I guess that's true. But anyway. All right, 1877. I shouldn't even bother saying that because it's already lighting up all over again. Let's get back to the phones. Hi, you're on Orange Lounge Radio. Who's this?
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Kaijudo.
Hey, Kaijudo. What's on your mind, buddy?
Yeah, I'm going to keep this real quick. Hold
right.
on a minute. I can't hear anybody. Can you say something again?
Yeah, hi. Hello.
All right, there you go. All right, yeah, I'm going to make this real quick.
Sure.
The thing about Smash Brothers and the 3DS, I'm getting it for the 3DS, and I'm only getting it for the 3DS. I don't know what people are complaining about with the little screen. I've been playing Jump Ultimate Stars for God knows how long, and that was basically Smash Brothers before we got Smash Brothers. It was for the original DS, and I still play it to this day. I remember back in the day when the DS came out, everybody was crying for a Smash Brothers port. Now we got it, and now you have people that are complaining about something as lousy as a screen. Every week, Nintendo's surprising me with the stuff that they're doing. Like I said last week, it sounds like they're listening to the fans and they're giving us what we asked for, and I appreciate that. That's all I had to say.
Well, I mean, I didn't play any of that stuff, so I mean, but here's the thing: I didn't think the Smash demo was terrible by any means, but the whole it does get a little crazy when things zoom out. But all that crap aside, there really isn't a lot of differentiation between the 3DS and the Wii U version, so I also kind of not seeing the urgency to get both. I just am kind of well, I'll just get the Wii U version that kind of better fits my lifestyle, and I happen to own a Wii U anyway for other stuff, so I unless I have a bunch of friends that are going to have the 3DS version, I'm not really feeling that urgency. I can wait for the Wii U version. It's only going to be another 6 weeks, right?
For me, if I did have a Wii U, I don't have a Wii U, but if I did, I would actually get 2 copies of the game, and the main reason why is because I do like to play multiplayer with friends, and from what I know from past experiences with Nintendo handhelds, that can get very expensive. If if you actually have friends who don't actually have the system, you would need to let them borrow one of your 3DSs. You would also have to buy an extra cartridge, which I've done before in the past. I've actually had multiple cartridges just so that if I had someone over, we could play multiplayer on a DS game or a 3DS game that you can't play anywhere else. So just for that reason alone, I would get it for the Wii U, just because I know that I can just play local multiplayer and everybody around the television, and that's about it. But it's not for screen size. It's just basically so I'm not broke.
Will Smash Brothers not have the whole you can beam a limited copy of the game to somebody else?
Yeah, but that's always crap. You're probably going to be playing as what was the thing with the Mario Kart? You play like a little ghost
Shy Guy.
Who was that guy to do?
Shy Guy.
Yeah, that's right.
It wasn't that bad though, considering the
no,
other
it
person.
sucks.
That was fun because it was
it was awful.
you could still join in the game and such.
Yeah, at least you
but
still
you
got the
couldn't.
experience.
Your cars always sucked. You always had everything was default. You're just like a default character.
Though in that game,
nothing.
in the DS version, it was kind of kind of broken because once you figure out snaking, it's impossible to catch up on anybody.
True.
Yeah.
True. All right.
Yeah, I played someone on DS, and they had the robot. What is it, Robbie the robot? And they did that snake crap. And,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but I gotta go.
All right. I appreciate the perspective,
All right.
Kaijudo. Enjoy the
All right,
game.
bye.
All right, later.
Thanks.
I should have asked if he had the demo. And well, no. Well, okay, if you guys want to code, that's fine. But I was more like if he's already had a chance to kind of sample it and see if it's what he's hoping for. But yeah, I mean, I forgot about that Jump Ultimate Stars, which I actually have played. But for me, it was one of those things where I was just like, hee, this is funny. I wasn't like feeling the urgency to buy it or whatever. But you know, it's cool.
I've been getting some of the feedback on the new Smash Brothers since some people have been testing out the combinations and so forth to try and get better at the game. And people, of course, I can understand what he was saying. Kaijudo was saying about the critics and stuff, but him just focusing on this game and saying because people have done this from the past since the first game and ground up, and just experimenting on them and all that stuff to see how the differences are. Because some say like it's toned down or it's gotten to a point where it went back to the first game. It's felt. That's what some people say that it feels.
Interesting. All right, we have one more call coming in. I guess this will probably be it for tonight, and then we'll wrap up. Hi, you're on Orange Lounge Radio. Who's this?
Hey, this is ActDeft.
Hey, ActDeft. Thanks again for that code. You rock.
Well, I feel like a dealer now because last week Mass Effect 3 and now the Smash Brothers code.
Wow, ActDeft, you're literally ruining my life. Well, I gotta let you go. I'm just kidding. What's on your mind, buddy?
I just wanted to add to Kaijudo's call right now, especially because the stream complaints people are having are pretty legit complaints. I have played the demo, of course, and I don't have that problem that much, but it's still a problem. I can see it, and I was talking to Bobby on this earlier in his show that with all the action, all what's happening on the screen, especially with 4 players, even with 3 players, it gets a real frenetic, and it's kind of hard to follow where you are or to locate where your character is.
Do you have an XL or do you have an original DS?
I have an XL.
See, and Bobby's on rocking the original 3DS, and I can't imagine how that's gotta look. I mean, I kind of want to see it now. I don't even know anybody that has an original 3DS, but I can't imagine it's got to get tricky when it's 3 and 4 people all zoomed out. Like I can see where that gets really annoying.
And I had played on a normal DS, not the Smash Brothers demo, but I had played other games on a normal DS like Theatrhythm. And I look at the screen and oh my god, this is really small. Even looking at the original DS screen, that's even smaller. I really don't know how people are gonna play at least comfortably with multiple people. Maybe one people or another person. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. But playing with 4 or 3, yeah, it's gonna be really hard to see.
Bobby actually chimes in on that too in our chat room over at live.vognetwork.com saying the screen size complaints are definitely a personal problem. For some people it's okay. For others like me, it's not. So, a lot of it is personal preference. Diego wanted to jump in with something too here.
Yeah, I believe they were weren't they also discussing about making a new XL with the C stick on it? I think specifically for this game as well, I believe.
Well, that new 3DS.
It's the new 3DS.
Yeah, the new 3DS.
That's a whole nother thing because now they're talking about games that will only be playable on that, and then I guess the thing with Smash Brothers, the thing I was hearing is that you can't post to Miiverse in Smash Brothers because the system can't freaking handle it unless you have a new 3DS which does have the processing power to be able to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah, and it's speaking of the new 3DS, it seems like it is going to be released for Smash Brothers, especially because it definitely serves a lot of the people's complaints about like the C stick, maybe the screen, but I don't think that much because I think if I remember correctly, the screen is gonna be the same size for both models, the normal and the XL.
I don't
remember.
I'm wondering how that C-stick actually feels because it looks really tiny and it doesn't look like. Remember with the little analog sticks they had on the PSP and everyone fucking hated them.
It's still so weird to me that Nintendo, Nintendo's got to know how rabid their fan base is. And it's like, it's no freaking secret Japan's getting a new 3DS. Like, why won't they comment more about, like, are they going to do it or not for America? Like, even if they're just kind of like, oh, well, we're evaluating the market. At least I'd like to hear something like that.
They're keeping definitely their fan base because they don't want to. Fans do not want to see that controller change, especially for the Wii U. That's why they're putting the adaptation for the GameCube controller.
Not only that, I was going to say not only that, but they also, they just put out or announced a bunch of exclusive new 3DS systems that they're going to have available that they obviously want to sell
right. Like
as well. So they're not going to say, hey, save your money because a new 3DS is coming. They don't want to tell anybody that. They want you to buy that system and then go, oh, I want that system too.
I really want the NES one, but it's
that one
GameStop exclusive.
All it is, it's literally
I
picture.
saw that one too. That
it's a
cool.
picture of a Nintendo controller on the top part of the DS. Like when they did that Game Boy, it was the Advance SP.
Yeah, the Advance SP.
That one was rad because you opened it up and it looked like an
flip
NES.
one.
That one was cool, but this one doesn't look that inspiring. But I don't know. I mean,
and he was going off the one about the NES control one coming out next month as well. That looks pretty cool as well, like really retro.
Anyway, all right. Well, ActDeft, any other thoughts before I let you go?
And did you talk about how the 3DS is gonna function as a control for Smash Brothers?
It came up briefly when we were talking about the demo, but what are your thoughts on all that?
I think it's pretty cool using a 3DS as a controller. Especially, it's something that should be done more frequently for especially games that aren't on both consoles.
It's almost like
it's gonna be pretty cool.
It's almost like I'd suggested that on this show a few months ago.
Yeah,
Who
It's
knew?
almost like it should be something that's just built into the fucking system. That should be just a controller that can be used for any game and not just this one particular game.
All right. ActDeft, I'm gonna let you go so we can wrap up the show. But thanks for the call, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, have fun smashing. All right, later. All right, and I don't think I really asked him how he liked the demo, but I guess there's always next week. All right, I am going to close up the Skype line. If you didn't get through, please feel free to tweet us, twitter.com/OLR, or you can always send us an email as well, participate@orangeloungeradio.com. Speaking of Twitter, I didn't see it light up a whole lot this week, although I did get a little bit more taunting about the whole Mass Effect on Wii U thing. Just so you guys know, I bought my 4th copy of Mass Effect 3 last week live during the show because I now own it on 4 different platforms: Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PC, and now Wii U. And so, of course, everybody's giving me shit about it because it's like, dude, you bought the same game 4 times. And I'm just like, you know what? You don't know me or my life. Piker Uno tweeted saying, just wanted to chime in with the support. I, too, would buy Mass Effect Trilogy if I had the money, the Wii U, and less sense. I'm not sure that was totally a support, but thank you. Let's see. Dark Tetsuya said, I want to give a plug to Construct 2. It's a game programming tool for those that can't get the hang of Unity. Great for 2D retro games. Oh, well, programming for dummies sounds right up my alley, so I'll have to check that out. Construct 2. I'll check that out. Loki, any last-minute stories for us tonight?
No.
No? All right.
Not anything important.
Dark Sakura, how you doing?
I'm talking to Marissa.
Are you? Hi, Marissa.
Marissa's in chat, and I love her to death.
I love her to death, too. Well, I mean, I wouldn't, want her to die. I love her a lot.
I love her with the crushing force of 1,000 black holes.
Wow, you should write Hallmark greeting cards. I love you with the force of 1,000 crushing black holes.
And then I'll put the formula inside.
And then there's a picture of a kitten. All right. Anyhow, that is going to do it then for another episode of Orange Lounge Radio. Hey, guys, thanks so much for visiting the show again this week. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Feel free to come by anytime.
Definitely, our pleasure.
Be sure to throw out the plugs. How do we find out more? If I'm in the Northern California, Northern Nevada region where you guys, probably Portland at some point, region where you guys travel, how can I keep tabs on you guys?
I mean, we have Facebook, Twitter, official website, obviously, and
where would that website be?
TBAGR.org.
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 All right, sounds good. Thank you guys very much for being here. Diego, any final thoughts for our listeners tonight?
Actually, not exactly. No, not really.
No, all right. Just
nothing coming to mind at the moment.
Just a very, very zen.
Well, besides going back to the Congo, is just try and keep clean.
Yeah. Wash your ass,
please,
for God's sake.
Please do, and don't floss it with things that need to be played on.
All right, Jonas, your final thought for our listeners tonight.
Oh yeah, I have a couple of Smash codes, but not for Smash Brothers game.
Shut up. All right. You're not welcome here anymore, you tease. All right, I'm just kidding. All right, Loki, your final thought tonight.
You just need to make a video that says Smash codes, and you write down codes, like, the Konami code, and you take a hammer and smash it.
My final thought is you are all super dumb right now. Just saying, I don't often feel like the smartest person in the room. But right now, I'm getting close. All right, last but not least, Dark Soccer, your final thought tonight.
Good riddance to bad rubbish on my Facebook page.
Oh, Snapples. This sounds like some drums. Some drums.
I just have a particular issue with people who only pick and choose, quote, facts to believe and don't accept that, yes, there may be good, but there are also bad. Understanding both sides of this is what makes an intelligent person.
Wait, people think differently than I do?
Exactly. That's why one version of the soundtrack for Sonic is better than the other version. I'm telling you.
Oh, no. Did you drop Bobby as a friend? Are things going to get awkward?
I don't give a shit which version he likes.
He can be wrong if he wants.
And isn't that how we should all get along? If you want to like the wrong version of Sonic, then you know what? You go right on ahead. That's your right. But you are wrong in that right.
I just play some Sonic 3D World.
I'm just going to put it this way. If you can't see the flaws in the thing that you are supporting, then you can't be a true supporter of it. You have to know the flaws to be able to know what to make changes in.
So what are the flaws in Orange Lounge Radio?
Me not having a taco.
All right.
I eat all the tacos.
And on that note, that's going to do it for another week of Orange Lounge Radio. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the program and spending time with us. Hey, if you like the show, you know what we ask. Please tell a friend or 3 or 15 about our little program and help spread the word, because we don't have like $1 million magazine or website backing us. All we have are our big-ass mouths and your big-ass mouths helping spread the word of the show. Thanks a lot. Be nice to each other when you're playing games online. Remember, there are human beings on the other side. And for the love of God, do not swat people or Super Nanny will spank you in the town square. Think on that for a little while. Till next week. Good night.
You've been listening to Orange Lounge Radio. Orange Lounge Radio is a production of OLR Studios. To join us for a live show, tune into VogNetwork.com Sunday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. The views and opinions expressed in this program do not necessarily reflect those of the staff of Orange Lounge Radio or VOG Network, but you know they were all still true. See you next week.